Welcome back, everybody. We are 10 minutes away from round 2, and we got a really exciting game going on today. Round 2 is going to be a big Waaagh with Gobsprack and a Mega Boss on Maw Crusher versus a Deepkin Nautilus double turtle list.
And we can go over that in a second, Eli.
It's going to be
the complete list.
We'll get the list more in a second, but it's really going to come down to those 4 models on the board. It's going to be a really cool matchup where, like, shooting is not that important. It's going to really come down to a lot of the melee attacks. Well, I guess it's important for Alex's side because there are some sharks in that list.
There is, yeah, a little bit.
It's
and we do apologize
time.
for the flickering on the caster cam.
Big Boss Spencer is telling us that he has uploaded photos for us to use.
Fancy.
They're uploading. Fantastic.
We may or may not do that.
We may or may not use that.
Depending on time.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into lists?
Yeah, let's do it.
Should we just jump right into it? Do we need anything to talk about? Like, follow, subscribe, etc.?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and plug all the things before we go ahead and look at the list. So, again, if you liked what we were doing round 1, if you're just joining us and you like what we're doing here, first off, let's be a shill. Please like, follow. I don't think we can subscribe yet, but if you can and you want it, sure, go ahead. You can give Jeff Bezos that sweet money.
Oh, no.
Really, we'd just like to we'd like to know that you're supporting us. It would mean a lot to us, and if you could go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we are going to go ahead and put the games on there after this weekend. Yes. That'd be really cool, and you can see future content that we're going to make as well. It was just really awesome. Now, on a second note,
everything on the Weird Knobs Twitch goes on the Weird Knobs YouTube.
Pretty much. The other thing is that if you like what we're doing and you like how Steven and I are kind of casting games, let GW know, because they don't stream enough Age of Sigmar, and one of the main reasons they don't is because they don't have people who cast. We'd love to be those people who cast, and if you think we'd be good for them, like, let them know. Is there anything else we need, or can we just go ahead and jump into those lists?
Oh, I think we can jump into the list, Eli.
Let's do it. We're going to start off with good old Gavin, the Titan of Texas.
Gavin. If you've played Age of Sigmar anywhere in the world,
probably in the last year, yeah.
You know who Gavin is.
Yeah, for the current reigning Las Vegas Open Championship. You've probably seen his Living Cities list all around. But today, he's bringing Big Waaagh.
Big Waaagh.
Big Waaagh. He's got a War Chanter with the Get 'em Beat, which means he wants to get that charge going off. He's got Gobsprack. Awesome anti-magic piece, but also knows the whole spell lore. There's some nasty tricks.
All of them.
And then he's got a Mega Boss on Maw Crusher. It is not his general, but he did give it the Riptooth Fist so that it has the 3-up save. He's got Destroyer to get that extra damage once per game. He's got Fasten. He's going to make it move in the hero phase once per game. He's got a War Duck, gives him a Bone Splitter hero, which is important because, again, he's playing Big Waaagh. He gets points for having a Bone Splitter hero on the board. Waaagh points. That's what he wants. And he does Levitate, so he's going to make something fly. And then he's got a War Chanter. That's his general. Master of Magic, turn him into a wizard. Arcane Tome, he can cast. That's what makes him a wizard. Fix and Beat to heal.
Yep.
And then Great Green Hand of Gork for that teleport.
And this is the second War Chanter.
Are there 2 in that list? There are 2 in that list. Yeah, there's one at the top. Duh.
They are separated on the army list, which is mildly annoying.
A little bit. But that's okay. He's got Ardboys, and Brutes for his battle line. That 10 Brutes being a real nasty unit. And then a Rogue Idol.
Yeah, and the Rogue Idol looks amazing.
The Rogue Idol is fantastic because it has all 3 clan keywords, but it doesn't have the Orc keyword, so interestingly enough, it doesn't benefit from the Allegiance abilities. At least it doesn't benefit from Venom-encrusted weapons. That's going to be the big thing. So it's not going to be doing mortal wounds. And then what's important about that list, before we move on to the double turtle list.
But the turtles.
I'll say the important thing about the list is that it is Big Waaagh, so he only gets select Allegiance abilities from the Orc books. He's really primarily getting off his Waaagh points, which on turn 1 he's going to get D6 plus 3. He's going to get 2 for the Bone Splitter Wizard, 1 for the War Chanter. I don't know if he gets 1 for each War Chanter, so it could be D6 plus 4. Can't remember. Been a minute since I've seen the book. And he's trying to just ramp up those Waaagh points so he can get all those bonuses to whatever, which is really cool. Let's go ahead and switch over to Alex's list.
Oh, now you want Alex's list.
That's right, Steven. Now I want Alex's list. I'm the one in charge here. On War Scroll Builder, it moves it to the bottom when you give it Arcane Tome. Actually, thank you. Thank you for letting us know. Now that makes a lot of sense.
It does.
All right, Alex's list. Going with the meme, the dream, double turtle list. not a large, so they're both battle line. He's got hold the line because, yeah, you got to kill both turtles in order to get the grand strategy off. His only hero is Lotan. Good old meme lord himself, but don't miss that.
Players, there is some
40k abandoning all the sanctuaries for round 2. Repeating. We love 40k loudspeaker talk. But again, Lotan, the meme, the dream. He don't underestimate the octopus. That octopus will mess you up. You can ask my Age of the Gods that died to it at one point. But he's running 3 units of 10 thralls, 2 Leviathans. Those are the big double turtles. He's got Raphael and Donatello on there. And then he's got 3 sharks, 1 in a unit 2, 1 in a unit of 1. Shooting. He's got Battle Regiment with Hunters of the Heartlands on the stuff that he really cares about, not being roared and stuff. So he's a 4-drop. The big thing about this list, again, is double turtle, which when he rolls 6s, he'll do mortal wounds. If he gets those turtles into Gosprak and the Mega Boss, that's going to be 6 mortal wounds per 6. Otherwise, it's just 3. But he's going to cover a lot of stuff. Lotan going to be providing that +1 wound aura. He's got a 5-up ward. It's going to be a slugfest. Can the damage that Big Waaagh can do beat out the defensive capabilities of the double turtle, and vice versa? Can Alex roll 6s and just mash through whatever Gavin's got on the board? These are 2 good players, and they've got great lists, even if one is a little bit memeier than the other. Said by Alex himself, I like double turtle lists, but he says it's a meme. He's just bringing it to the tournament. It's still going to be a good match. It's going to be really fun to see it on stream. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what these guys do. What do you think, Steven?
Apologies. Yeah, honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing what the double turtle does. I've heard a lot about it. I haven't seen it in action yet. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what that can do to something smashy like orcs.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's going to be a cool little slugfest like we saw in round 1, although I may not be as excited because, I mean, like, come on, it's dragons. But I think it's going to live up to the hype. These are going to be 2 well-played armies played by good players. They're good generals. Gavin obviously being who he is, and then Alex is still a relative up-and-comer, quote-unquote. He's been playing the game for a while, but newer to the big competitive scene that we've seen. Which I'm happy that he's been playing with us. It's awesome.
I'm just trying to get us some actual images of the armies here, Eli. Just give me 1 second.
Actual images are very nice. I heard this Gavin guy's pretty decent at AOS. Yeah, just a little bit. Whose army looks better, Alex or Gavin? I mean, I saw both armies. They're both pretty damn good. Alex is one hell of a painter. I'd probably give the notch to him, but I had to look at them side by side. One of the things I did like about both lists, about both armies, between the 2 that I really like, Gavin's base for Gobsprak is just this like giant resin pool. It looks super cool, swamp resin. We'll see on the stream in a moment whenever they get finished deploying and get everything on the table.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's head over there and take a look and see what we got going on the table. Oh, look.
Look at that. They're already deploying.
This is the Vice, by the way.
That's fair. We did not mention that. This is the Vice. So they're going to start really far away from each other. So they're going to be starting really far away from each other. They have to deploy 12 inches, I believe, from the center line. So you only get 18 inches up of a deployment zone. And it looks like Alex is going to be on the right side of our screen with Gavin being on the left. You can see that Maw Crusher's already down. If I remember correctly, I don't believe Gavin has any battle regiment, so he's just going to be going old school 1 at a time. Versus Alex just going to deploy most of his army down and then be good. It looks like he's screening out those thralls in deployment. Very much he decided to split his Gloomtide shipwreck, so you can see one piece in the upper between our impassable terrain that you got. And the defensible terrain, the defensible house we got in there. I love Gavin's deployment zones. They are pencils.
Sorry about that black screen for a second there. It should be back up. Well, now.
Look at that turtle. Gorgeous, beautiful orange fins on that,
Yeah,
on that
Alex's
turtle there.
stuff's beautifully painted, as always.
And as I say, Gavin is no slouch at painting. He does a lot of really good stuff. His basing is usually pretty damn good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. It's to say, like, we talk about Alex's painting job, some of the best stuff that I've ever seen. And that's no insult to Gavin. These are two beautiful armies.
Every club has their painter.
Yeah.
Alex is our painter.
Alex is our painter, and I would put Gavin up near. I would put Gavin in the upper parts of it. There are some really good painters out in Houston. Houston and Austin, we take our painting very seriously. It's very, very cool. I see those sharks in the corner. I don't know if they're technically. They have to be on the board because he wants to be in the corners of those objectives. You see the little.
Yes, this is the vice, so the objectives do.
Round 2.
Okay, apologies.
Yeah, it is the vice, so the objectives do start in the four corners of the board and then come into the center.
Now, importantly, so that everyone knows, because apparently there's controversy on this, there's no aggressive expansion turn 1.
No aggressive expansion turn 1.
Yeah, as it should be. These points are on the corners. They are wholly within your own territory. You cannot aggressive expansion your own.
Correct.
Correct. I don't know why other people think you can.
Well, okay.
But that's
no aggressive expansion is technically not true.
I guess if you can somehow get on your opponent's objectives.
Aggressive expansion your own objectives.
Correct.
If you can take your opponents, more power to you, and yeah, you can do that.
If you can, your opponent probably deployed it wrong.
Correct.
Or you gave up the turn and they move forward, which, you kind of have to do, since eventually the objective gets to the middle.
Did Alex win his first game?
Alex did win his first game.
Alex did win his first game, so...
Yeah, these are both 1-0 lists playing. So we will see. I think this is going to be a good matchup. I think it's more even than it might look. Because like I said, those two turtles, they provide a lot of defensive ability. And if he rolls the 6s really well, he could kill those monsters. The Rogue Idol, Gobsprack, and the cabbage. He can make coleslaw out of that cabbage. Yeah. Make turn that Rogue Idol into a pile of rubble. And turn Gobsprack into just into carrion. Because remember, every 6 against a monster, mortal wounds. 6 mortal wounds from the draw. The Viadon, chomp, chomp. It's going to be fun. Everyone seems to be having a blast. Now, as I'm looking around at some of the other tables, I see some Flesh Eater Courts against... Oh, looks like OBR as well. So, nice death-on-death matchup.
Yeah, we do have one OBR list.
We have 2.
We have 2 OBR lists. Oh, my goodness.
I'm getting some that are uploaded.
Spencer says our photos are uploading in JPEG form. Fantastic. Love that update.
And there is the handshake, everyone. It looks like we are fully deployed, and we are going to top of turn 1. They're going to go for the roll-off. Let's see who takes it.
I was say, Alex does get to decide who goes first, because I believe he finished deploying first.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Sorry, I'm 40K brain.
40K brain. Yeah, there's no roll-off here. There's a roll-off for attacker defender.
Yeah, so who wants to go first here?
Neither of them.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
The big thing in this matchup, you want to force your opponent to go first. Because
especially in this matchup.
Especially in this matchup, because by forcing them to go first, you almost take away their turn.
Because they have to sit on those objectives.
Well, no, remember, in AOS third edition, you start the game with control of objectives that you're on.
True.
So he can move forward, but the thing is, you're so far away from each other that a lot of your stuff is just not going to matter in turn 1.
True. Does Alex have any sort of teleports or anything?
No, not in this list.
Okay.
If he had to, he would have had the Eidolon in his list, but he doesn't have that. Gavin, however, does. It's his spell from the War Chanter, and if he makes it go off, it goes off on a 7. He has a reroll for Master of Magic, and he could get the teleport over. So I think Gavin wants to go second more than Alex wants to go second. So expect our round one to be a lot of nothing.
Will and Kit, your food is at the TO's table. Will and Kit, your food is at the TO table.
Gavin? Oh, interesting. You were right, Eli. It looks like Alex gets to pick, but he gave Gavin the turn, which, it's like you said, essentially they're not going to really be doing much of anything.
No, there's not going to be that much. Gavin is probably going to cast some spells, move some stuff up. He's not going to be able to teleport behind because Alex deployed back enough that it's just going to be there. Is that a mat I hear? I mean, there's a couple nearby, so probably.
It's cool seeing Alex on the
Oh, 100% agree. If Alex keeps playing at the GTs, he's going to become a well-known Texas player. The dude knows his stuff, and he's known his stuff for a long time. He's been playing Deepkin like since the book dropped. He's been playing Tzeentch for a while. He knows his armies very well. It was just a matter of getting him to come out and play. And I think he came out to Lone Star in February, and that was his first GT. And I think he just got the itch.
Yeah.
So now he paints better than the rest of us.
More events.
Yeah. So now he paints better than the rest of us in the club, and he's coming to GTs. And
he can only win one thing.
That's right.
I actually talked to Alex before the game started, and his assessment was, it's the Vice. The first 2 turns are going to be a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Especially with these armies, no one's flying off the board. There's not a ton of shooting because Gavin didn't bring any Bolt Boys. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, so we got Mystic Shield on the Brutes, on the 10-man unit of Brutes. Thank you, Brian. So those Brutes getting +1 to save, which means they're going to be on a 3-ups against no rend. Gavin making some turtle soup or turtle skin boots.
And actually, since we're into hero phase and movement phase of Big Waaagh turn 1.
Yep.
While we're doing that, we actually do have some. So apologies. We actually do have some pictures of the armies that we're gonna show on screen now, just because
heck yeah.
both of these armies are beautiful. That's that rogue idol there. I believe this is the official rogue idol. Oop, that one is upside down.
Yep,
apologies.
No. Anti-gravity Maw Crusher.
But that is the that is the Maw Crusher.
Beautiful coloring on that. But look at those sharks. That's one of Alex's sharks right there, the solo one he's got.
The one shark he has.
And look at that turtle. That's the first turtle he painted.
Look at those turtles.
A couple of years ago, I want to say.
Yep.
And the second turtle's not done. You can see he doesn't have much on the Howdah. He got approval from Big Boss Jeff. But look at the turtle, gorgeous coloring. The blues, the oranges, the gold.
That is Gavin's, one of his war chances.
Beautiful. You know, you got to love it. He is one of the big boys of Harambe's heroes.
Boys. And I think that's all the pictures of the army. So
Yep.
let's head back to the table view. And yeah, like I said, Gavin probably just moving up. Both of them are just going to be moving toward each other the first couple turns.
Most of them on the board. I feel like Alex is going to take our little club rivalry. Snipe out that War Chanter. Come on, Alex. He might be able to with the Sharks if he rolls well, but I think the double Shark is really far away from the Ape. So look at all those ranges. Look at all that measuring.
What? And yeah, exciting measuring action we have going on right now. Apologies about that, everyone. It looks like Gavin took Ferocious Advance as his battle tactic, which makes sense.
Absolutely. It is turn 1. I wouldn't be surprised if both players take Ferocious Advance on their turns. I love that Gavin just has his huge pile of dice on the board. Love to see it. That is the mark of a man who has played a lot of games.
There's that tweet that I was like, in half an hour.
We've been asked to make sure that Matt Robush is hydrating.
Even more important, I think we want to make sure Brian is hydrated.
That's also true.
Brian, are you hydrated?
I'm hydrated.
He says he's very hydrated.
Excellent.
Excellent. Good, good, good.
Don't want to have a dry pit grot.
Makes sense. Alex is ferocious advancing for his battle tactic with
As
the
well.
Nomardi next to the turtle, the sharks, and the Leviathan.
Oh, we are already into bottom of one. These first
Already,
two turns
yeah.
are going to go real quick. I did it again. Should have fit there. Keep forgetting to put it in studio mode.
Put it in studio mode.
And look at all this running that we have going on here. And running and running, running and running, running. Running and running. They're already in bottom of one, Big Boss Spence. They were like rocking it up, running all the way around.
One. Gavin's turn took about 12 seconds.
Yep. Which means we should update the score, shouldn't we?
Those are my buttons.
Well, you know what? Why don't you update Gavin's score to 4 points?
He did get 4 points. Gavin is player 1.
Presuming 4 points. No, 5 points. I think he did it with all three of his monsters. Look at that formation there on the left side.
I am the button master. Oh yeah. It looks like he ferociously advanced with his 4 monsters right here.
Yep. 3 monsters.
They're all within.
Can
3.
you count?
No, I can't right now. I'm having a bit of trouble, Eli.
Are you having a bit of trouble? Dipping a little bit too much into the G fuel there.
The G fuel.
Air quotes around the G fuel. I can't take the buttons away from Steven. He is too good.
I haven't told anyone else how the stream works, so no one can replace me.
Can't be replaced if you're the only one that understands. The unfortunate thing for Alex is that he does not have a wizard, so he does not have a chance to trade 5 points back. He will only get to 4.
Yeah, making sure he zones out a little bit because Big Waaagh does in fact have a teleport, or unless he didn't take Hand of
No,
Gork.
no, he does have Hand of Gork on his Wizard War Chanter.
Okay. So Alex does have to be thinking about zoning out those back objectives.
Yep.
Just to make sure.
It could be useful to take that heroic willpower, heroic action on Gavin's turns, just so he has a chance to unbind the teleport.
You mean Alex's turns?
No. Alex taking the heroic willpower on Gavin's turn, so that when Gavin casts, he has a chance to unbind. Yeah. As far as I know, there's no endless spells between either of them, so taking it on his turn would be useless because he only gets a dispel.
That is a good point.
And looks like we are just straight up at the end of the round. Alex again getting 4 VP because he ferocious advanced.
And just like that, we are on to round 2.
And if we're not actually under the round, then they're just moving the objectives just to see. So we're going to go ahead. Let's just have the 4 points on the board. We know that's how round 1 is going to end. Interestingly enough, Forgotten Nightmares not going to be as big of a deal in this matchup because there's not a lot of shooting coming from Gavin's side.
A lot of shooting. Gavin wants to come and punch you.
Yeah, he is at some point.
Oh, and we have dual
Look at
tape
that.
measure action going on.
get their measuring sticks out against each other. It's a measuring stick contest. Those objectives landing right in the Gloomtide shipwrecks bodes well for Alex.
Yeah, the terrain, most terrain not allowed to be within 3 of an objective, but since the objective didn't exist on the board,
Correct.
They are perfectly legal to land on those shipwrecks.
Yep. Moving the objectives underneath, which is totally cool. Probably makes things a little bit easier. Now, something to note about these objectives is they are, in fact, these same objectives that started in the corners and moved into the quadrants. So
Correct.
control still maintains.
Correct.
So if they had moved forward enough, and they happened to not be within 6 of the objectives when they moved, they still would have controlled it. Which is cool.
Yeah, so now all of the I forget what the Idoneth battle line units are called.
These are the thralls.
The thralls.
He's got the melee ones.
So now all the thralls sitting by those shipwrecks have that 5 aboard.
Yeah, it's really useful.
Just sitting on objective with that 5 aboard.
The big thing is it's not going to be any of the mounted units that get it.
No. I don't think Gavin wanted to come and take those objectives.
He really doesn't care right now.
But now it makes it even more unattractive to even try.
Yeah, exactly. There's no reason for him to want to. He's not going to use the teleport to try to get onto an objective. It's not going to be. And we're going to get that info just a sec, just to make sure we know who's taking the top of the round and what the battle tactic is going to be. As soon as I know, you'll know.
You're like, there's 1,000 points of turtle on the table.
There's legit flat 1,000 points of turtle. Okay. So, Gavin won the priority.
Gavin won.
Gave it away. He's going to force Alex to move forward, but not a bad take. Alex is going to do Monstrous Takeover with the top turtle on your screen, the orange-finned turtle.
With this turtle right here.
That turtle right there. Just remember, that objective is underneath the Gloomtide shipwreck, so he can move the turtle a little bit forward, still tow in 6 inches, still control it, because Gavin is not going to get a monster onto that objective this turn.
Not a chance.
The big thing as well is that he needs to make sure he moves things up enough to get the shooting attack off. It is round 2, so Deepkin can run and shoot or run and charge if they want to.
Yep. Which I'm pretty sure Gavin knows.
Gavin does know his stuff pretty well.
It's just a hunch, but Gavin might know, and that probably factored into his reasoning of giving away that turn.
Probably did. And forcing him to move up as well will also open up lanes for teleports that he might want, and also just make his movement and charging easier. Remember, he's got Fasten on that Maw Crusher, so if he really wants to get that thing in, he can, because he can still Mighty Destroyers with it too. Mm-hmm. And I think he can still with the Rogue Idol. It's just limited to Iron Jaws units, not Orc Iron Jaws. So the Rogue Idol can yeet also. But I mean, like, Gavin kind of knows what he's doing because, like I said, he's a Harambe Heroes. He's arguably the champion of the Harambe's Heroes. And just like the Weird Ops have a rule for a plan of attack for doing well, roll 6s, kill the heroes, the Harambe's Heroes have a mantra for getting good at the game. It's called Read Good. Read good and roll good. Hilarious. I love it. You know what? You know how you get good at the game? Just read.
Read good.
Read. Read with your eyes. Your special eyes.
Do you know how to read?
I know how to read a little bit.
Okay. I'm just double checking.
Mostly only books about lizards, but sometimes books about orcs. Otherwise, everything else I learn, I don't read. I listen. I listen good, and I roll good.
Audiobooks.
No. I listen to people.
Would you buy a battle tome that only came out in audiobook form?
Screw that. That sounds terrible. Hold on, let me reference my rules real quick. Hold on, I gotta go to like 8 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, it's +1 to hit. Got it. Can y'all imagine we'd all be wearing earpieces if battle tomes were just audiobooks? Oh.
And also, yes, hello everyone. Please feel free to interact with us. Let us know where you're from, what you're running if you're playing Age of Sigmar or 40K, I suppose.
Yep.
What you're interested in seeing? We've got a lot of lists here, a lot of Nurgle.
There's a good amount of Nurgle, good amount of Stormcast. Not surprised, those are the really popular armies right now. Mm-hmm. Stormcast always popular. and it helps that this time around their book has staying power.
Yeah.
Their book didn't fall off after 6 months.
It might be called Staying Power, the book.
The staying power, the book. Trog Boss Harrison in the chat trying to troll us, as is
Definitely
tradition.
not Joe.
Definitely not Joe. Also, Trog Boss Harrison with some sage advice. He puts his book under his pillow while he sleeps, and then he masters, masters his armies. I mean, it probably helps when you have like 20,000 hours on TTS. Yeah, so 20,000, yeah.
Dark Angels 40k Fire Slayers AOS, they just got their new book. They're pretty good. We did get bullied by Brian on one of our streams.
We did. That first test stream that we did. I love the Fire Slayers book a lot. I think it's really cool. It's really flavorful. A lot of people kind of underestimate its power, mostly because it released alongside the Deepkin book, which everyone acknowledges a really good book. But the Fire Slayers is no slouch. If you're rolling 6s on the rune rolls, good luck opponent. Learn by osmosis. Trying to incorporate that KO by osmosis. Into the Fire Slayers. And it doesn't seem like it benefits that much.
It is cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, it does open up some shooting if you got
We had
it.
a list at Slambo where I was running Fire Slayers, and he had 2 gun haulers, 3 gun haulers.
Really?
He had some gun haulers.
So I do like that. Gun haulers are cheap enough that they're pretty good coalition pieces.
Yeah, I played
to get some shooting and some speedy
shooting.
shooting.
But I played next to him, and it seemed what he used them as were kind of harassing units. He would teleport them around.
That makes sense because they can
and-
still fly high
yeah,
on their war scroll.
And you would have to like ignore them or devote way too much to dealing with them.
Yeah. Because they're still what, like 10 wounds, 4 up save, I think.
Yep. Looks like end of Idoneth movement phase going into shooting. Turtle's probably taking a pot shot at that. Welcome to
okay.
the Waaagh.
Welcome to the Waaagh, Tom. Oh! Waaagh. All right.
Yeah, so
Pitroth Ryan informing us that Steven's intuition was right. He was taking some shots at Gobsprak. Gavin going with the all-out defense. Doesn't want him to take that damage.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take that incidental, even if it's just a couple points. He doesn't want that chip damage now.
No.
And
Because
he
every
has
chip damage
enough
means every
command
6
points.
is closer to death.
Yeah, he has enough command points to blow it on this,
Yeah.
spend it on this, and then he just recharges the next turn anyway. So
He did go second, so he started off with 3. I don't know if he did the heroic action to get another command point, but still good.
3 is more than enough for one attack phase.
Absolutely.
For one turn.
Pro Dark Wolf mentioning 1 turtle seems too pricey. 2 is half the list. Exactly. And that's why this list is the meme. And you run 1 list, so it's obviously Nautilus. 1 turtle, you're basically running Nautilus. If you run 1 turtle in any other list, it's honestly too costly. You're probably losing out on a lot.
Nautilus gets you -3 rend on the turtles, right?
That is for 1 turtle, because it's a monster's
For
action.
1 turtle,
It's a
okay.
monster's rampage, so one of them can. And it gets around Hunters of the
Interesting.
Heartland because it targets itself. It does not
Fascinating.
target the other unit.
Fascinating.
Right? Gothrak took 10 wounds and has 4 remaining.
From just 1 turtle.
From just 1 turtle, I don't think he got the other one in.
Yeah,
No.
the other one is there's no way this is in range.
No. What's the turtle range on the shooting?
The range on the turtle shooting is only 24 inches.
It's 24 inches? Well, the other turtle might be close. The other turtle might be close enough.
Maybe, but
Maybe.
it might also be out of
It'd be
line of
close.
sight. I don't know. I'm not sure how tall
that-
this. I'm not sure how tall this terrain is.
That flat piece is much flatter.
Okay,
so
okay.
he would have visual on Gobsprak.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
If he
that
was
is-
if he was closer to actually directly in line with the terrain, he probably wouldn't be able to see him that well.
wow, that's crazy. Gobsprak is on 4 wounds now.
4 wounds left. That's
4
a huge
wounds.
piece if Alex is able to kill him late
It does,
in
and
the next turn.
Not only that, but dealing 10 wounds puts him on his 3rd bracket.
Yeah. 3rd bracket's huge. It makes his I believe it makes the wound roll on one of his attacks much harder to get.
Been running Nautilus with just 1 turtle. Yeah, we see that a lot actually. The Nautilus with the 1 turtle just to get that -3 rend.
Yeah, I mean it's super useful. I played against it a bunch at this point. Like people meme on the turtle because it's 500 points now. It probably could come down a little bit, but it's still good enough in Nautilus that you kind of just want to run one. It's battle line, which means that even though it is a behemoth, it doesn't count as a behemoth in list building. It counts as just battle line, so you can put it in Hunters of the Heartlands. So it can't be roared. It's not gonna get stomped anyway because it's a monster. But it's not gonna get roared.
That's
You're not going to get Titanic Duel against it either. Yeah, and it's still going to get the 3 rend. So 1 turtle and Nautilus is what we see a lot. But I think as far as like 2 turtles go, this list is pretty solid. You're only left with the 1 hero. That's fine. But he's also backing up the 2 turtles with the 3 sharks to get the shooting. And there's still 8 wounds apiece. Even though they only count for 2 models each, there's still 8 wounds. It's still a lot to take down.
It looks like his Maw Crusher has also taken some damage. I don't know where that would be from.
I don't know either.
There is a dice here, unless it's just a random dice. There is a dice here. I'm wondering if that Maw Crusher has taken some damage from something. I'm not sure what in Alex's list could have thrown damage quite that far.
We can find out momentarily as soon as I get a hold of Pit Boss Brian or Pickrot Brian.
Does his list have that laser beam fish person, or is that not a thing anymore? I honestly have no idea what that could even be. The answer is probably no, but I'll ask Eli. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't think that is a thing anymore. The question is, does his list have the laser beam fish person, or is that not a thing anymore?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure that's not a thing anymore.
I don't think that's a thing anymore. The big thing right now is that the updates from Pickrot Brian. The ritual right now is the 5-up ward. I believe that's army-wide because it's the ritual.
For the Idoneth.
Yes.
Oh,
and
wow. Okay.
Gavin is currently at 13 Waaagh points, which means he's getting +1 to run,
Wow.
+1 to charge, and +1 to cast on Bind Dispel.
Wow.
That's pretty good. The magic number, I believe, is 26, because 26 will get him his Waaagh opportunity. Which the Waaagh for Big Waaagh is +1 attacks to every unit, to every profile and phase. And then all the Waaagh points go away. So you're looking to absorb, to build up, and let it all out in one hit, and then go. And then, so update the battle tactic, because we're now onto a bottom of 2. Monsters take over on Gobsprack.
Yeah, typical of the Vice. Taking these kind of early game easy to get battle plans.
The dice are his buff, so that one next to the Mega Boss is not a wound die; it's a buff die. What buff? I don't know, but it's probably Violent Fury, based on the fact that he's got the War Chanter nearby. Looks like that might be spell rolls that Gavin is doing. Now, interestingly enough, with Monsters Takeover, just if for those of you that don't know, Monsters Takeover, you only pick the monster to be on an objective that's not contested by an opponent. So he does not have to pick which objective. So whether he flies to the bottom or the top objective doesn't matter. As long as he gets on an objective with Gobsprack, he'll get his 2 points.
Looks like Choking Mist was just cast.
Okay, so it was a spell. Choking Mist. That is the I forget. Let me look it up what the spell is real quick. I've got it up right now. That's why I can easily just... Choking Mist. All units within 6 inches of point affected by Choking Mist. While a unit is affected by it, subtract 1 from attack characters to melee weapons. And it cannot run. So he's lowering the Thrall unit.
These guys?
So it's the Thrall unit and the Leviathan are getting -1 attack, and they cannot run until Gavin's next hero phase. So both front units are Thralls.
Wow, yeah,
is
so
what
it
I'm
hit
saying, right?
these Thralls and these Thralls.
And the turtle, right?
No, not the turtle.
Not the turtle. He put it just far low enough.
He put it right in here. So
Got
it.
it.
These 2 Thralls.
That makes sense because the Thralls are going to get getting 2 attacks at each base, I believe. So yeah, they can do some damage.
we might try to get the players to use the dice tray just so we can kind of see what's going on.
Yep, they're using it for some stuff. We'll see more as we go along. I'm going to take the opportunity on this lull to, once again, because I'm being pushed by my big boss, Jeff, to promote the stream and promote other stuff. Oh, speaking of Morgarin, welcome to the Waaagh. We love it. Once again, we'd like to promote the stream, that if you kind of like what we're doing here and you want to see our future endeavors, go ahead and drop a follow. Maybe share the link, whatever you want to do. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube. We'll put up all of our games, whether it's this weekend or ones we do in the future, on there. And if you want to see us casting more games in the future, tell GW so that they can start streaming AOS. Because that's the main reason that they're not streaming AOS right now. They don't have people casting. I see dice. I see a 7. Looks like that one there is a buff. Loving these orc emotes in the chat. Very good, very good.
Yeah, and feel free to ask us questions. We are here to entertain you.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is our entire job.
Which, thank you for watching.
Yes.
Seriously, all 24 of you that are watching the game.
Yeah.
Or even more of you. You know, you never know. One screen, multiple people.
True.
If you're watching this,
Thank
if you
you.
said hi, if you have interacted with us, thank you.
Yes.
Holy shit. We
I
love
love-
having you.
Our beautiful, talented viewers.
Our beautiful, beautiful, talented viewers. Seriously, this is fun because we have people who watch.
Tell Gavin I said gorilla noises. Eli,
I am going to run over and
I
tell
have a
him.
mission for you.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him right now.
Bottom of 2. Gavin just kind of moving up his Ard boys, making sure he has that objective.
Message bought and paid for, Andrew. Gavin has received the message. I gave him a good chuckle. And I didn't. And I just want you to know, because it's important to me that you know, I did not just walk up and say gorilla noises. I did actually just do the motion. Very good.
Now this big piece of terrain kind of in the middle of the board here. Do we know what that is?
I believe impassable? No, it's inspiring terrain. We did not give it one of the special rules from our own pack. It's just inspiring.
Interesting. Yeah, for those just joining us, we do have some special rules that I think only one is we really did ourselves. The other ones are kind of in the core rule, not really used for rules terrain. We are using defensible.
We are
using
come from
obscuring.
Obscuring.
And we are using impassable.
Yes. So impassable from the rules. You see it on a lot of the faction terrain war scrolls. You can't move over it unless you have fly, and you can't touch it or move across it, whatever. Update: the Wardock gave +1 to save to the Rogue Idol via his Dancey Dance. His Dancey Dance.
And just another update. I know we kind of blitzed through the top of turn 2, but Alex did score 4 points, moved up, did some wounds to Gobstrack.
Yep. And again, so they're basically just trading battle attacks back and forth. Both round 1, they both ferocious advance. Round 2, they both monsters take over. Let me go ahead and finish talking about that terrain. So defensible. It was basically the garrison rules. If you're under 10 wounds, you can join. You can hop in the terrain. You can just garrison it up. In this map, that is only the houses in the top left and the bottom right corner. The impassable terrain are the 2 terrain pieces you see in the top middle there. Thank you, Steven, for circling it. And then we have the obscuring terrain, which is on Alex's side of the board. It's that middle ruin-looking piece. And now the obscuring terrain is not necessarily defined in the core rules. It's kind of a rule from AOS past. There was a terrain that, and we used to see it on Wildwoods. Mm-hmm. If 3 inches across goes over the terrain, and if 3 inches between the 2 of them goes over the terrain, can't see them.
Can't see them, can't target them, can't do anything to them.
Yep. And it's just, we wanted the terrain to matter a little bit more in this tournament. And this was kind of our way of doing it. So every table has some amount of, at least one of impassable, obscuring, and defensible terrain.
Does that terrain also block spells
No.
if you have to target a point?
If you have to have visibility, yes.
Okay.
If you have to have visibility, yes. Otherwise, no. And these rules are in addition to some of the other rules. So like the big long terrain piece is inspiring. You see some of the ones up top. They have two markers. That's some of the regular terrain. Now, not all of the terrain is terrain markers being used. It's on a table by table basis. We try to get as many of the table terrain as the regular scenery rules as possible. But not all of them are on here. For example, I don't believe we have any arcane on this table because it doesn't make that much sense. And since we preset all the terrain, any arcane terrain on this board would kind of favor one side really heavily. We just didn't want to do that.
Correct. Yeah, both players just kind of jockeying for position right now, trying to get off that first charge.
Yep.
So they can dictate where the fight goes from there.
Yes.
They both know they have 5 rounds.
They both know that they have 5 rounds.
So both of them are, like I said, trying to get into that advantageous position.
Yes, for real. Especially with round 3, the objective's staying in the same place. It doesn't move to the center until round 4. So they can jockey for position kind of right here. Then round 3 is when they really start to move forward and engage. So that round 4, they're trying to be the ones who control the center to try to control it for 2 rounds. Because round 4 and 5 is really going to make the difference. If there's any turn in which either player on their own turn doesn't control the objective, that's probably nail in the coffin right there.
Especially with these armies where they have some shooting, they're not shooting focused.
Yes. Both of them have some shooting. Alex more shooting focused than
Alex
Gavin.
more shooting. But especially with these kinds of armies, especially in the Vice, both players score max points the first couple turns.
Yeah, they're both very well situated for the early game.
So then those
against each
last couple turns when there's only one objective, that's when you pull ahead and get that lead and actually secure that win.
Which is why Gavin took the early ferocious advance with all 3 of his monsters, because having that 1 victory point difference through 2 rounds is really going to put the game in his favor. So we'll update that score in a second, but it's currently 9-8. Gavin, again, that 1 point difference being the ferocious advance with all 3 monsters.
On turn 1.
Alex won priority, and he gave it away.
Again.
So Gavin gave away the priority on turn 2, and Alex gave it away on turn 3 when he won. So this is a game of trading, of giving away priority. No one wants to go first. They want to be the counter. They do not want to get aggressive. Also, Andrew, I see your message now. I do love you as well.
They're trying to get their opponent to come into charge range without being able to charge themselves.
Yes, and Alex making the choice of choosing combat very difficult for Gavin this round, because as anyone who's played against Deepkin knows, round 3 is High Tide.
High Tide.
Steven, you remember what High Tide is?
That is, they all fight first.
All fight first. He always strikes first across his entire army.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying, hey, you know what? I don't mind not being in combat for the top of the turn, but I know you definitely don't want to be in combat round 3. Mm-hmm. So Gavin would have loved to have won this and give priority away turn 1, force Alex into making charges and movements and stuff because he's screening with all the orcs. But now Alex is really going to start kind of like blank his turn a little bit because Gavin doesn't really want to engage right now. He wants to get out of combat. He wants to have to be like, essentially, he wants Alex to come to him. He doesn't want to have to go to Alex on round 3. That's right, 420 Blaze Tide.
We're still waiting on that battle. We're still waiting on that battle tactic, but Godstrike did heal 2 wounds off of him.
Okay, so he's at 6 left?
He's 6 left, and
Unless
Gavin is now at 22 Waaagh points.
22 Waaagh points. We're so close to that, to the mighty Waaagh level.
All right, looks like we have a battle tactic. We are doing broken ranks on this unit of thralls right here.
Oh, okay. The one that's near the cabbage. That makes more sense.
So it looks like, despite High Tide, Gavin's going in.
Gavin's going in. Well, but he's only going to engage on what he wants, right?
It's not quite as big a message as bring it down turn 1 on a Vorgorath.
That's true.
But it is still a message.
It's still a message. He's saying the cabbage is over there. He's got the brutes behind him. He's saying he's going to go into combat.
And
remember, those thralls right now are -1. Oh, no. until the next hero phase. Now that Gavin is back on his hero phase, Choking Mist is no longer on those thralls.
Choking Mist no longer. They do, however, still have a 5-up ward because they are within 6 inches, I believe, of the shipwreck.
I believe it is 6 inches. They will have that 5-up ward.
Yeah, within 6 inches.
Alex will have 3 command points. He may have got another one with the heroic intervention. We're not tracking command points as well this round. It's just really hard to track everything when it's not our own home games. But it's very possible that once that Mega Boss charges, Alex is going to shoot back. He's going to unleash hell. He won't be with the thralls, but that's why he's got the Leviathan and the Sharks.
Well, I don't know if either of those are going to be within range to unleash hell. You have to be within 6 inches.
It is 6 inches, but look, if he goes in the bottom part of that thrall unit, he's got the shark nearby. If he goes in near the top part of the unit, he's got the turtle. Maybe if he gets all the way to the tip top, he might have the other turtle within range. Remember, that Maw Crusher has a big base. The bigger thing is how many of those thralls can he take away before combat?
That's
because he is going to get the stomp. He does get the extra D3. He does get the extra 3 at top bracket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, a second ago, it looks like Gavin was measuring for some spells from Gobsmack.
Yeah, because if he can Choking Mist him, that's probably... I see 6.
That is a 12.
That is a 12. That is where we would slam bow.
Never.
Except he's from Houston, so he's probably a...
Hambone. Wow, double 6s for Hand of Gork.
Oh, so something is teleporting.
I don't think double 6s get you anything on Hand of Gork except, just...
No, nothing special there.
Bragging rights?
Yeah, bragging rights.
You have to look your opponent in the eye and say, I cast Hand of Gork.
I boxcar Hand of Gork. What the hell are you going to do about it?
Oh, interesting. Is he teleporting the Maw Crusher?
I guess.
Fascinating. He could have just moved the Maw Crusher, couldn't he? And gotten probably closer.
Maybe?
Fascinating. So he is banking his battle tactic, those points he sorely needs.
Yeah.
On a 9-inch charge.
On the 9-inch charge. That's interesting. I don't know that I would have done that.
I assume Gavin knows something that I don't.
Hey, yeah, probably.
He has the secret rulebook that's only given out to
top level apes?
To top level Age of Sigmar players. They get extra rules.
Where's my book?
You're just top 10 in Texas, Eli.
God dang it. I was talking about that TSN ranking of mine seems pretty good for Seraphon. Although I think right now it has me above Ridge of Sigmar from Seed of War, and that's definitely wrong. I am not a better player than him.
The numbers say you are. Numbers don't lie.
Wrong. That dude plays Seraphon a lot more than I do. I think he knows his rules probably better. He's well played.
Oh. What did he hand to Gork? There we go. Gavin did know something. We did it. He did hand him Gork the Maw Crusher. Now he's going to Mighty Destroyers.
Oh, so he hadn't Mighty Destroyers yet. Okay, so that's the big thing. Yep. Mighty Destroyers is going to get him to move those 12 inches right in.
You wouldn't know because he's moving basically everything.
Yeah.
That's still his hero phase. He moved those Ard Boys and the Maw Crusher with Mighty Destroyers.
Yes.
Oh,
but here's
I'm
the
sorry.
thing.
Is it not,
he was
is
actually,
it not Gobsmack? Is it something else?
So he wasn't 9 inches away. That means that he was 12 inches away. Because if he was within 12 inches, he would not be able to make a normal move. He'd have to make a charge. So he teleported exactly 12 inches away. Mighty Destroyers moved him up. So now he's 3 inches away, which means that charge, all but guaranteed.
Yeah. So it looks like it's not Gobsmack, it's Gobspark, but I refuse to believe it, so I will continue to call him Gobsmack.
Gobsprack.
Yeah, Gobsmack.
The mouth of Mork. For all the deceitful lies that Gobsprack says. Trogboss, I don't think you can get out of your own way right now.
Trog. Look here, not Joe.
Trog. Not Joe. Looks like Harambe Hero Fen, BJ Salas. Something did not go right. If you heard that, no, that was him. I'm not going to lie. Have you ever heard a sound that is just more energizing than that of a GT?
Depends on a win at the GT.
Fair.
By like middle of game 4, game 5, the sound it's kind of putting everybody to sleep.
Nah, that's
But
fair.
Game 1, game 2, energizing.
Energizing, absolutely. Gobsmack cast voodoo. Voodoo. What about the hoodoo? What about the heebie-jeebie? Now here's
Still
the
screening out those big monsters.
Yes, he's absolutely going to screen out that rogue idol. Now here's the interesting thing. If Gavin kills those thralls with the Maw Crusher, he is going to get an extra VP because broken ranks with a monster is worth 3 VP as opposed to 2. And he's opening himself to that turtle right there. And there's no ward on that unit. Gavin would likely pop Destroyer to get through that turtle, but that turtle rolls some 6s. That could be a Maw Crusher going down, down, down. Not a whole lot that's exciting right now until we get to the shooting and the charge phase. Also help, the Maw Crusher has a burp, and he will shoot down some of those thralls.
What's the range on that burp?
8 inches.
8 inches?
But that range almost doesn't really matter. Because, again, Forgotten Nightmares by the Deepkin forces you to shoot the closest unit, which the closest unit is just those thralls. He wasn't going to shoot anywhere anyway. That's his battle tactic.
Yep.
Every thrall that dies before he gets to combat is a little easier to take that battle tactic on.
Yep. Running up his Harambe War Chanter right now.
Where is it? Oh.
It is going to be up here in the
point
corner.
it out for me?
It is hiding up here behind the rogue idol.
Look at that. The ape powering the pile of rocks. Beautiful. Some say the apes have rocks for brains. I say they are just rocky road ice cream. I think I'm funny. Steven did not laugh at my joke.
That's good that you think you're funny, Eli. Very gorilla-themed stream today.
Yes, we've had 3 Harambe's Heroes on stream so far.
Oh, we have had 3 Harambe's Heroes on stream.
Yeah, round 1, a good ape versus ape off. But I mean, like, it was Dumble Dragons. That was the more important part. Double Dragon.
It looks like our dice cam is out of focus now. We will work on that. Apologies, everyone.
We are working with what we can. Looks like that's some of that shooting that went down. Ooh, dice cam, yeah, is out of focus. Steven is going to go fix that. Brains for rocks, because that is a very Eldritch Horror style of rogue idol. For an HP Lovecraft-themed army, that would be incredible. Someone please make that. Or at least like Photoshop something together, like MS Paint, that'd be fantastic. It looks like 2 thralls down from the shooting attack. And I think he's measuring some places for how exactly he wants to make his charges. Yep, okay. So he's going to... I don't know if he's 6 inches away. If Alex is going to try to get Unleash Hell, I think he's checking. That motion makes me think that he's unleashing Hell, or he at least asked for a measurement. So Gavin adjusting his charge because he got a big enough charge. He wants to be outside 6 of anything that could possibly shoot him. Makes sense. As he would prefer not to take damage from the shark if possible. Alex piling in because now we are in combat proper. I believe those thralls were in Hearts of the Heartland because it did not look like a Monstrous Rampage was made. But those thralls are now in combat. And since they're in combat, and it's turn 3, those thralls are going first. Going to try to get as much damage as possible onto that Maw Crusher. But I believe it has Mystic Shield on it, and it's already a 3-up save. So that's he's looking for Gavin to roll 1s. But if Gavin rolls some 1s, that'll help. Unfortunately, that save does not bracket. And he just gets killier as the game goes on. Because Strength and Victory means that if the Maw Crusher kills that unit of thralls, he will get +1 not only to his attacks with the Rip 2/5 only, he will get +1 to his wounds characteristic. So he'll go from 18 wounds to 19 wounds.
Extra wounds, extra good?
Extra wounds, extra good.
Oh.
Notably, they are outside the bubble from Lotan, so no plus to wound rolls there. But if those are a bunch of save rolls, then those are a bunch of successful saves. But I have a feeling these are attacks. Because those look like attack rolls to me. I think 3 saves from Alex. And then the wards, I see a couple. Oh, 4. So it's 4 dead so far.
4 dead. And this is...
Oh, 3 dead. Oh, no, he's taking that last one off there.
And this is the Maw Crusher into those thralls, right?
Yes, and he just did the Ribtooth Fist. This is now the Mighty Fist and Tail.
All right.
I have a feeling Alex all-out defensed those thralls if he could.
Yeah.
Look at
probably.
that set of saves. Holy crap.
Wow.
Yeah, Violent Fury makes that 4 damage instead of 3. Still saves 1. So he's got 1 left.
1 left. Does the Maw Crusher have any more attacks?
No, after the Mighty Fist and Tail, it's done.
Wow. Gavin not getting his battle
Gavin
tactic there.
probably does not get his battle tactic. He's going to have Inspired Presence. Holy crap. That's huge.
That is huge. Like we said, battle points, victory points on this battle plan are really tight.
Yes. Yeah. That's incredible. So if Alex can do some damage back to that cabbage, this could be a big turn to swing back. Correct. Roll 6 is still good plan. Stick to the plan, you win games. I think the big thing is, look how close that turtle is right there, guys. If I was Alex, I'd swing that shark around a little bit and force a redeploy upward into everything else he's got, and then move. This is going to be a really big turn 3 for Alex. He can catch up in the game hugely here. So it is still possible because the cabbage is still pretty tanky. Again, it has Mystic Shield, it has a Riptooth Fist, so it's a 3-up, +1 to save. I don't believe he's burned Finest Hour on the cabbage.
Finest Hour on the Maw Crusher.
He had Finest Hour on the Maw Crusher?
This turn.
Oh, shoot.
Alex turn 2.
So he's Finest Hour for bottom of 2.
Finest Hour for bottom of 2.
Okay, yeah. So Finest Hour plus Mystic Shield, so
Wow,
he's plus
so-
2. So he's going to be on a 2-up, ignoring the first Ren.
So Gavin only getting 2 points there.
The Gavin only getting 2 points. He only has hold 1, hold 2.
That hurts a lot.
That does hurt a lot. So if Alex rolls hot and he hits those 6s on the turtle, that cabbage could go down.
Oh, sorry, bottom of 3.
Bottom of 3, yeah, not 2. Sorry. But Gavin going really defensive. He's really worried that that turtle's probably going in anyway, regardless of what battle tactic Alex picks. So he's already preemptively. So he's preemptively just giving it Finest Hour. He's got Mystic Shield on him. So again, that's a 3-up to a 2-up, ignoring a rend. He's got and here's the big thing: if he moves those 2 sharks down, and he's got 3 sharks of shooting plus the turtle. Yeah, that cabbage could go down. We can make some coleslaw this round. Mincemeat.
There's always a chance, even with all the busts he has on it.
There's always a chance. If Alex sticks to the plan, it goes down for sure. Because here's the thing. There's 2 bites, 3 bites on the Leviathan. You spike those. That's 6 mortal wounds a sense.
Yep. There are 2 crushing jaws on the Leviathan.
2 crushing jaws. And I don't know if the fins. Would you double check that war scroll for me? If the fins also, or chat, if you know, do the fins also have the 6s to hit do mortal wounds? Because this war scroll is off right now that we have on.
Oh,
on
that
our
is true. It
computer.
has not been updated yet.
Yeah. So, Steven, would you switch back to that chat so I can see? Maybe someone knows. No. Okay, so it doesn't happen on the fins. Couldn't remember if it was all mount attacks or just the jaws. So if he rolls double 6s, that's 12 mortal wounds.
He's got a boxcars though.
And he's got a boxcar, which I mean he could.
But he could also not.
Yeah, he also that's very true. He also could not.
Broken ranks on
Alex choosing instead to broken ranks on the upper line of our boys. Right there, that's no. That's 2 units, Steven. That unit of 5 right there. Does seem possible. Rogue Idol, I believe, has a shooting attack to throw rocks, so, you know, getting in there is still going to hurt. But he can also shoot it down. He's got the sharks right there. Looks like he's got 3 sharks. I think the turtle has a shooting attack also. It seems pretty likely that he's going to get shooting off on the Art Boys.
Oh.
Alex breaking his Leviathan
Doing
off.
a little bit of cheating there to get some extra movement on that shark.
In reality, he is smart. He did not glue his turtle to that base so that he could actually, you know, properly put it on his mount, or probably put it on the board. One thing to note about the Mega Boss as well is Strength and Victory cares about models dying, not units dying.
Not units.
So by the fact that the cabbage killed a model in combat means that he is still getting the +1 to wound.
Yep.
So he's still a 19 wound model right now.
Yep.
And I think Alex is playing smart. He decided that finest hour makes it not that worth it. He'll charge it if it's necessary, but it's more. He'll charge it maybe. Right now he's got the thrall keeping it in combat, but I think more importantly, he's just trying to kill the Art Boys. Alex is going to movement. Again, he has a very short hero phase because he has no wizards. And Lotan's not a priest. He does not pray. So we're going to watch some fishy boys move for a minute. So anything interesting going on, Steven? Anything interesting going on in your life?
Not really. This most interesting thing.
This most interesting thing? Are you working on any new armies? I know you've
New
been
armies?
eyeing some deals
No,
lately.
I need to paint my Caradron.
You do need to paint your
I
character.
need to paint my Caradron.
You finally got 2,000 points of your Stormcast.
I did. It only took me 2.5 years.
Only
but
2.5 years.
I did paint 2,000 points.
Yes. But you still have it. So now are you going to switch
That
to
is-
that Caradron for a bit?
That is 1/10 of the Stormcast that I own.
Did you just say 1/10?
Correct.
So you have 20,000 points of Stormcast?
It's more like 18,
My God,
but
Steven.
it might as well be.
I think you are the king of the pile of shame.
Yeah,
I think you are the actual king.
and I have been eyeing that's a like Brave Lord.
Oh, have you? Oh, that's right. But Steven, would you like to tell the crowd about your idea, your
I was
wonderfully awful idea
I was having a wonderful conversation with Billy
with Billy?
from Flambeau.
Yes.
Right. If you're here, Billy, hello. And he has some wonderful proxies for Dreadwalker zombies.
Ooh.
And if I just print, I don't know, 300 of them, with like a necromancer. That'd be a pretty good list, right?
You guys do not see me rubbing my temples because I'm hoping not to have an aneurysm at that. 300 zombies.
300.
300?
Yeah.
300
here,
zombies.
We can do it live, Eli. Let's see.
We can do it live? Are you gonna count it out right now?
I'm gonna count it out right now because
Oh, God.
I want to make this list. It's either gonna be this or it's gonna be 300 conscripts in 40K.
Speaking, and while Steven is talking about this, Alex is proceeding to shooting. So pay attention to that top right Ardboys unit because removing it now is going to be huge. Look at those sharks. Steven pulling up War Scroll Builder right now to figure out exactly how many zombies he can fit in a list, purely to just straight up give me cancer as soon as the game starts. Of course, he can only reinforce 4 of those units, so he's probably going to go 4 units of 40 and then just 20 units, or not 20 units, but units of 20 are across the board.
I like how this is what we're talking about.
Of course, Steven. I'm going to make you talk about it on stream. I want everyone to know.
I think it's a good idea.
The kind of shitlord that you are.
The all Dracoth list was good too.
The all Dracoth list was pretty good. The other day we tried a game on Tabletop Simulator, mostly so I could stop Steven from just go ahead and buying $300 worth of Dracoths. It was basically half Concussors, half Tempesters, and a Lord Celestin on Dracoth.
Yep.
I was running Steam.
Lord Arcanum on Griffcharger.
Lord Arcanum on regardless, big boy. Not that big, but still big boy. You're a boy. I was running Steam Tanks, and I did not roll well. And he did, and he ate my lunch. This is like school, old elementary school level bullying, where the bigger kid just came over to the cafeteria table, grabbed my lunch out of my hands, and ate it in front of me. That's how it went. Turns out that Fulminators are not just the only good Dracoths. Not the only ones. Looks like that Ardboy unit has 3 gone. Some amount of them gone. Gavin doing some Harambe hand waving. Got some measuring stick contest going on.
And I apologize, Eli. It wasn't 300 zombies. It's 320 zombies.
God, you're the worst.
Welcome to the Waaagh.
Phoenix, welcome.
Yeah, 320 zombies and a necromancer.
God, you're terrible.
Oh, what's the hero that gives the zombies +1 attack?
Vampire Lord.
The Vampire Lord. Okay, 320 zombies and a Vampire Lord.
Steven, you're a monster. You're an absolutely awful monster.
There's actually no monsters.
Matt Robish is right here. We need to talk to him. He's been our solo expert for a minute. Matt, would you like to guess what is the most amount of zombies we can have in a list?
I'm sorry?
Would you like to guess the most amount of zombies that Steven is trying to include in a list right here?
I know you can get pretty close to 300.
It's 320 with a Necromancer
I
or
was
Vampire
close.
Lord.
I'll call that good.
We call that good. Can you imagine how awful that list would be to play against?
Can you imagine how awful that would be to build and move around?
Yes, absolutely.
Let's start with that problem. Tabletop Simulator is your friend.
Yeah, so Alex shooting into those Ardboys didn't quite manage to take him off with shooting.
That's fine.
I think he might still be shooting them a little bit, and I'm not sure what that distance is on that charge.
I'll find out when he starts making those charges whether he actually got them in shooting or not. That's right. Hand waving game too strong. That is the true strategy to winning Age of Sigmar is to have a measuring stick contest and hand wave. Make sure you have your hands on your stick, boys.
Yep.
And girls, you can also have hands on your sticks.
All inclusive here.
All inclusive here. Absolutely.
I know some of the other boys are working on new stuff. What are you working on, Eli?
Oh, as I mentioned earlier during Game 1, I'm working on good old Rat Boys.
Rat Boys.
I was interested in Skaven, and then that tome was coming out, so I'm like really ramping it out. I just finished a Vermin Lord not too long ago, and I already have a Screaming Bell, a Plague Priest on foot, a Hell Pit, 3 Storm Fiends, which I think was my favorite kit to build and paint out of that right now. The Verminlord was a lot of fun, too. The Skaven is just a lot of fun to build and paint. Right now, the thing is, I don't have any infantry units. I pretty much have only heroes and monsters. Oh, and I have a set of knotholes. Got the terrain before it basically ran out of existence. It's very fun. I need clan rats, and I have acolytes and Giselles on the way.
All right.
Hoping to get it all built and painted before that book drops this summer. You see, Trogboss, you said Skaven, and yet that is a raccoon emote.
Same thing.
Almost. Not quite.
Something I just want to point out is that last Thrall did retreat.
He retrieved the last Thrall, so he's going to probably try to rally it.
Probably try to rally it. Or just putting it... No, the Mock Crusher can fly, so it's not really a screen, but...
No. Not really. But it's something. I see some tokens up at the top there. A raccoon-based Skaven army would be awesome to see, especially if you made, like, the Grayseer Sly Cooper. I think I would love to see that. Or the Thanquil.
Did you just say
proxy.
Sly Cooper?
Sly Cooper.
I was about to mention that.
Yeah, which I also have a Thanquil, but you know what would be really cool in a Sly Cooper themed Skaven army?
Mm-hmm.
Your Thanquil, where instead of Bone Ripper, you have Manny, the hippo.
Murray
the hippo. Thank you. It's been a bit. But
Murray.
yeah, Murray the pink hippo. Give him 2 extra arms because why not?
Yeah.
And then put Sly on top.
All right. I'm down.
I think that would be awesome. Or you could just put Benny on top.
I bought a PS2 recently for way more money than I should have. And I
Easy
also
out of
bought,
shooting. I will find out in just a moment. Keep going, Steven.
I also got all the Sly Cooper games for way more money than I care to admit. And I've been playing them. So that hits me right in the feels.
Sly Cooper PS4, PS5 remake that's what I need. I want to play those again. Those games are so much fun.
Top of 4 already?
He didn't.
No battle tactic. So
Battle tactic is bring it down like Oxfrag.
wow.
Alex is going.
Okay.
Both of them failing to
Broken
get their
ranks.
battle tactics on turn 3.
Yeah, both of them failing to broken ranks on turn 3.
So-
What a match! They're trading battle attacks back and forth. Turn 1, they both ferocious advance. Gavin gets it with the point. Turn 2, they both monsters take over. Still Gavin ahead on the point.
10, 11, Alex. Or should Gavin sat 11.
11.
Yeah, because he's at 9, so he should be 2.
Oh, hold 1, hold 2.
And then round 3, they're both broken ranks. They both fail it. But Alex got the double turn here, so he's going to take the top of 4. Now, here's the thing about the objective in the middle. The way it works on the device, all 4 objectives were removed, and a new one is placed in the middle.
Correct.
Which means, technically, top of the round, nobody controls it.
Nope.
If Alex wants to have that objective, he is going to need...
Just have something on it at the end of the round.
Absolutely, and I think the more important thing right here is that it's no longer high tide.
It is not. So
So
he's
he-
not fighting first.
He's not getting always fights first. He does still have 2 turtles pretty much at full health, which is going to be really hard to remove those off the board. Gavin not in the best position here, but he also has most of his army. These armies just didn't really do that much damage to each other. The question is, how is round 4 and 5 going to duke out?
Yeah, that was a really fast first 3 turns.
Yeah. Not as much happened for either side as we'd like. Gavin's still ahead by 1 purely because he still has the ferocious advanced monster point.
Mm-hmm.
Make plague throwers dumpsters? Yes. Yes, Gundak. Very good. Raccoon on a giant trash can, also good. Yes, I love these Sly Cooper Skaven ideas. Fantastic. And you can do the cell shading on that army too. That'd be really sweet. Anyway, we need to figure out what battle tactic Alex is going, because these have been the difference in the game. Right. What's the battle tactic? Bring it down. On which one? Alex electing to go bring it down on Gobsprack
Gobsprack.
this turn.
That monster way over here in the bottom corner, that's the farthest possible enemy unit away from his army.
Yes, but he's got a bunch of units that can shoot. And if you notice, he's got visibility around this terrain piece, again, because those circles are flat.
That is true.
So what he can do is he can maneuver the sharks left over, fire at Gobsprack. And he's got the turtles down here, fire at Gobsprack.
It's bringing down him gobsmack.
Gobsmack. Gob. Smack. Question is, how many moves does he have left? And that, I don't know. We'll know if he achieves it if that model is removed from the table.
Gobsmack?
Yeah.
6. He has not healed it yet.
He's not healed it at all. Okay.
So that's 6 wounds left.
Which makes sense. Heroic recovery is hard to pull off on destruction units in general. Even with the new update from the winter FAQ, I believe, where now you can do equal or lower to get D3 just because destruction bravery is so low. I believe Gobsprack bravery is probably a 6.
Yes, I think that is correct. That is correct.
It's destruction. 6 is usually the bar for that.
I didn't know bravery went that low.
You should try Gavin. Bravery 4 on Clan Rats.
Bravery doesn't do anything anyway, so.
Now, like I said, for Clan Rats, to their defense, they do still get the old rule of +1 for every 10 models in the unit. So basically, they're bravery 6 to start on their base units because they're 20 models. You kill 1, goes down to bravery 5. Kill 11 on a base unit, bravery 4, and that unit's
All right.
More measuring stick waving.
Alex getting that double turn, really trying to take advantage of that and maneuver as much as he can so that Cabbage can't get into the meat of his army.
Not even just that. He's trying to get as much onto the objective as possible that it can't be taken away. Remember, the Leviathan's trade model count with the big monsters. And anything else he's got in the way or on there makes it that much harder for Gavin to compete for the objective in round 4 and 5. If Alex can hold that objective for 2 rounds, he'll make up for losing that for being down that VP from round 1.
All right. Yeah, these thralls back here no longer holding an objective.
No.
So they are free to move wherever they want.
Yes. And something to keep in mind, there's only 1 objective on the board, so there's no hold 2 anymore. So you're maxing out 2 VP on primary.
Yep, hold 1, hold more.
Yep. Which is what we've been seeing. So primary is still going to be trading back and forth. But, again, if Alex can prevent Gavin from getting on the primary, the battle tactics may not matter that much.
Yeah.
But this is going to end up being a really close game, guys.
The Vice always is.
It is. It's meant to choke you on battle tactics. It's meant to make damage harder because you're out of ranges a lot. It is not meant to be a game that you run away with.
Yep. Using that shark there to try to screen out the Cabbage.
Yep. But also stay within range of Gobsmack. So as you can see right there, he's positioned those sharks exactly like I thought they would. They come around on the left up top. Gindak, you beautiful man. It is very divisive. And also notably, it is a new battle round, and because Alex took the turn, Mystic Shield is still on the Cabbage, so you don't really want to go after the Cabbage. But no more Finest Hour. So it is just 2 up. But he can still all-out defense it. That Cabbage is still way too tanky. It is, and with all his shooting, his 24-inch range shooting, it is easier to go after Gobsprack, especially because the Rogue Idol hasn't taken any wounds, so you just go after it, right?
That is true, yeah, especially since it looks like, I don't know the ranges exactly, but it looks like he has at least 1 turtle and a shark in range. And it looks like they're measuring for the other turtle right now to see. He's got the bottom turtle that came off his base, the 1 shark, and then the 2 sharks up top. The two sharks up top. I totally forgot about them. Yeah. It's a good amount of shooting, and remember, 2 ran D3 for those attacks. Like the shooting is pretty good in this list. It is not bad. Hashtag good shooting. Looks like we got a lot of good round 2 still going on. I'm going to look away from the screen for a little bit. Hopefully when I turn back and face the screen, something exciting has happened on the board. And again, it's great. We love having the support. A little bit smaller event than we're used to, but that's okay. We are coming off the heels of Slambo. And hopefully in May of next year, when we host this event again, it's April now. I am being told it's April now. Anyway, next spring,
after Lone Star. It'll be the last GT of the next season. And because it is going to be the last GT of the season, it's going to be huge because, like we were saying during Game 1, well, there's going to be a lot of people who are vying to get into Masters, or some of the top players probably hoping to round out their scores a little bit.
There's an hour and 45 minutes left in the round, by the way,
Hour
and we're
45
already
minutes.
on turn 4.
Okay, so hour 45, so we're only halfway through the round. Not bad at all.
Yep.
Again, Gavin and Alex tight, knowing their armies. You can play through rounds really well, not just because the vice routes go quickly, but know your rules. You play speedily.
Lot of Slambo calls, not enough Waaghs.
Not enough logs.
Not enough Waaghs.
Okay. Gosbrack has taken 5 wounds. He's down to 1 left.
1 left. And
But the other sharks are shooting. If he can get any of that damage through, that is pop. Goes the weasel.
Ooh, wow, that is.
Let's see. Let's pay attention. Is
6.
Gosbrack going to get removed? That's all I'm looking for. I'm not even looking at the dice tray. I'm looking to see if that hand goes towards
I
Gosbrack
think
and
he
picks
is
him off
dead.
the board.
He rolled a couple of 1s, and I think that's going to be enough damage to take him off the board.
And that is, in fact,
That is
Gosbrack off
That
the
is battle-
board.
That is the all-important battle tactic
That
Alex
is-
needed.
For 2 rounds where both players failed their battle tactics, or a round where both players failed their battle tactics, that's pretty huge to get one back. Oh, okay. Correction. That the attacks that killed it came from the turtle.
Wow, so he gets
So he gets the extra point.
extra point.
So that's going to make up for the ferocious advance point that Gavin got in round 1. We are looking at a potential tie game, folks, if Gavin takes back that objective and does if Gavin takes that objective in the middle and gets his battle tactic, even if it's not for extra points. Now the difference in the game is going to be Alex being on that objective. This is a really close game, folks. Holy crap.
It is.
My heart is aflutter.
Gavin having Beastmaster for Grand Strategy, because it might actually come into play here.
Yep.
And Alex having Hold the Line.
Yeah, which, again, he is running Nautilus, so both of those turtles are battle line, which means he has to get through those turtles.
And the Thralls.
And the Thralls. And right now he's got the 1 Thrall in the middle that he's probably going to rally at some point to try to get that back up. And he's got the 2 units of 10 Thralls. So there's a lot of damage to go through.
He's taking some pot shots at that exposed War Chanter.
Absolutely. You got it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if
Any
he
extra
if he has
damage
the
that you can
shots,
take away.
I think it's the Sharks. He can't shoot the Maw Crusher. He might.
doesn't
as well
really
try
care
pop, Might as well pop the hero that's coding out the buffs.
He also might set up Slay the Warlord for round 5.
That is true.
Because that bottom one is his general. This is a really close game, folks. If I had to guess, I don't think the grand strategies are going to come into play here. I don't think either player is going to be able to stop him.
No.
Unless he gets real lucky on his damage with the Sharks against the Rogue Idol. Then there's a chance that he can go after it, or he gets lucky on the mortal wound rules with that into the cabbage. Like I say, round 4 combats are really going to dictate whether Alex has a shot at taking away the grand strategy, or Gavin. There's still good rend on that stuff. The round 4 combats will set up the round 5 grand strategy takeaways. If I had to guess, I still think both players get their grand strategy. So this is really going to come down to who controls. And now that Alex has made out the VP, this is going to come down to who controls the center objective for 2 rounds.
Yep.
If Gavin can't get back on that objective, that might be the game.
He might slowly bleed enough points
Exactly.
for Alex to sneak it out.
Inch out every advantage there. Because look at all that spacing. That cabbage is a really big base. Even though it can fly, there's not much place for it to land.
And that is exactly why he retreated this lone Thrall to exactly right here. There's not enough space here for the cabbage to come down. He could come down on this terrain.
Yep.
But
if anything, what Gavin is going to try to do is get some extra distance by charging in the hero phase. I don't really think that's needed. He also still has Fasten. I don't believe he's used his Fasten available. If he did, he used it on that turn when he teleported outside 12.
But Alex
or he
locking
teleported
down
outside
the
9.
cabbage with those Thralls.
And that's exactly what we see going on. Again, remember, we said at the start of this game, these are 2 very good players. Gavin is the Titan of Texas, but Alex is no slouch. What killed Gobsprack? It was the turtle shooting, my man.
Yep.
Turtle shooting managed to get that last wound. He got 5 wounds damage from the Sharks to put him on 1 wound. And the turtle finished it off. No problem. Also, notably, actually, I keep saying that he's only going to be 2 points ahead. Gobstrak is a monster. That's an extra VP for killing a monster.
True. All
that,
right.
Literally, that might be the game. And like I was saying earlier, these are two very good players. Like we saw the way Alex put his movement down. That is a man. The way that those movements are, that's a man who knows his army and knows what he's playing against.
Yep. Yep.
Like,
So we can actually go ahead and give Alex that point.
you want to go? Yeah, give him that
So
point for
with,
the round.
with that monster slain point, it is tied, and Alex
tied.
is still going to score this round.
Yep. And you'll get another 5 VP between the primaries and the battle tactic from there.
Do you think Alex was nervous coming in fighting the Titan of Texas?
Absolutely. Who wouldn't be? I know I would be.
I know.
And
I
I've
would
played
be.
against him before. They're both wonderful guys, too. It's not like Gavin is that intimidating. He's intimidating because of what he's done. He's got the
Reputation
accolades. He's
precedes
got the
him.
records. Anyone would be nervous going into that. And I know both of these players. I know them well. These are very sporting. Gavin is not the Texas Masters champion for 3 years running. I am calling him the Titan of Texas for making first in the Texas Masters rankings for the current 2021-2022 season. Sitting at top 1, getting 6 points shy of a perfect score. I don't know if you can hear me from behind the curtain, but well done, Gavin. That's a feat in itself. However, you're going to have fun at the doubles tournament, and we're going to try to hold Matt's title.
Those thralls going into those Ard boys kind of left center of the board, just trying to tie down the bodies
Absolutely.
that Gavin would use to capture that center objective.
Yep. Notably, we also saw that Leviathan, that bottom blue one, is now in combat with the Maw Crusher here. And like I said, if Turtle rolls 6s, could be a lot because he does not have a ward on that cabbage. Remember, he has Destroyer, not Armor of Gork. Looks like, if I had to guess, Gavin stomped the Thralls. Yes, that is what happened. Monsters Rampage, he stomped the Thralls.
Yep, those are all the ward saves.
Yep. I believe it was D3 plus 3, and I think he rolled a 2 on the die, something like that. Any less attacks that the cabbage is taking from the Thralls, great idea. That is absolutely the right call to go to. I don't know what Monsters Rampage is. Brian's here. It was Stomp on the Thralls. Oh, 5. Yeah, 5. Okay. Okay, so the turtle and the cabbage? Okay, so the turtle into the cabbage is getting the 3-run Monsters Rampage. And the cabbage is, unsurprisingly, all-out defense.
All out.
He's all-out defense, and I believe he is still Mystic Shielded.
Yep.
So even that is still going to be plus 2, putting him on a 1-up. That 3-run's going to only get him back down to a 4-up. But again, I think Alex just really is trying to get the 6s.
Just rolled for the Jaws, I believe. Not any 6s. Oh, wow.
No, that was not the Jaws.
That was not the Jaws?
No, because the Jaws only have 2 attacks.
That is true. That is true.
I think that was the Fins.
That war scroll out of date.
Or he's going... Now, Alex did not roll any 6s on the bite, but Gavin unfortunately rolled 2 1s.
Oh, as an intimidation play, putting the model back on the
Putting
base.
it back on the base. I would love to see a picture of that. I would love to see a picture of those two fighting. I'm going to see if I can get one from Brent.
It's like he heard you.
Yeah.
Put that turtle back on the base.
But it's, like I was saying, Gavin rolled 2 1s against the bite, which means he took 8 damage immediately from there. So Alex didn't get the 6s, but he kind of got a big break. One sec, everybody. Listen to Steven's sultry voice while I make sure we get a photo.
Gonna make sure we're gonna get photos of all these games, so we're gonna put those up on Twitter. So follow us on Twitch, hit us up on Twitter, Give us a subscribe on YouTube. All of our streamed games do go up on YouTube. Usually 1 or 2 days after they're streamed.
Since we have the whole thing coming.
Yeah, it might be a bit longer this time just because we do have the whole event. So.
Yep. So we'll probably have to cut it down into 5 separate games. We don't want to put a 15-hour video on YouTube. Do you imagine the upload speed on that? It'd be a nightmare. So we'll try to cut it down, split up the videos. All right, gonna upload the photo that I just took.
We are top.
Oh, the Destroyer? Looks like Destroyer
I hope
has
Gavin
been
touches
topped on the Maw Crusher.
No surprise.
I think he's going to try to kill that turtle.
He is gonna try to kill that turtle. He wants that monster point. That's gonna help him be back up. But also move towards the battle line.
That is true. What's Gavin's plan for taking that center objective at bottom of 4?
Kill the turtle, and hopefully kill as much. I don't think he can.
I'm not sure what the movement is in the Ard Boys, but even with the run, can they make it over this terrain?
No, I don't. It's not going to be enough. They move 4. You'd have to Mighty Destroyers them. So what Gavin really needs is to kill the turtle. Alex has him pinned away from that objective. That's going to be really, really hard.
Yes, of course, Harrison. Also, hit us up on OnlyGrots and Patreon. Just kidding.
Just kidding. We don't have those. But please follow us on Twitch. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
I plugged it while you were gone.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to plug it again. Hear my sultry voice. Tell GW to hire us. Because we need more AOS games because, let's be honest, AOS is better than 40K.
Wow. Hot take.
Not to knock 40K because 40K has some very, very cool things going on. But I don't know. I like some of the stuff in AOS better. It's just a little bit more interesting to me.
I had forgotten that Bring It Down was this turn.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wish I had Alex's info on Twitter if he has a Twitter. Because I want to tag him in these photos. It's gorgeous.
Eli actively uploading photos to the Twitter. If you would like to go and see some of the beautiful shots of these armies, especially Alex and Gavin's, they're both amazing painters.
Yep, I just took a picture of that of the turtle and the cabbage against each other. It is a very gorgeous fight.
He's too busy painting masterpieces. That's why.
That's right. He is too busy painting masterpieces.
Oh, the turtle taking some damage. Looks like that's 6 wounds.
I look 7, 8, probably 8.
That is a good point. Thank you for the suggestion. We might.
For real. Yeah, that is a wonderful suggestion. We do have all that dead space above the dice cam and below it. That is a great place to put info.
That Leviathan above the Maw Crusher taking 8 wounds from Maw Crusher.
Thank you, Surge. We will take note of that. See some updates graphically in the future.
Gotcha.
Also, by the way, in case y'all didn't know, I do have access to the Weird Knobs Twitter account. But I don't tweet most of it. Most of the time, you hear it, it's from Jeff. That's why there's a lot of corn bias on that Weird Knobs account. But I get a hold of it every now and then, and I tweet all the good stuff. Today, I am the one in control. Although, for anyone that doesn't know, you can pretty much find all our stuff at Weird Knobs. I believe it's weirdknobs.com for our website, which usually has all of our resources and stuff. So if you want a good reference sheet for rules and stuff, which we updated to have Tome Celestial Battle Tactics, and we have a scoring sheet that you can use on there. Lots of really cool stuff. Some old articles from the past, but that's not really what you're there for. It does matter, yes, because the shields are the ones that have the mortal wounds. Thank you, Gindak. Honestly, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, man. Right? Oh yeah. Like what matters most in the game for all the shit that like I give 40K, admittedly, or anything else. At the end of the day, across both systems, what matters most is that we're having fun. We're all adults. We're playing games with plastic toy soldiers, and we're building a community. If you're doing that and being positive, like, what's there not to love? Yeah, by the most technical of definitions. That's true. It did. It's called Kronspine. Warsmith. Waaagh. Friend of me. What matters most? To crush your enemy. See them driven before you. And hear the lamentations of their dice. That's right. Yeah. It might be the biggest brain army. Yeah. I mean, it is kind of hilarious. Like, you look at that book on the surface. What do you think you want to do with Khorne?
Eli, I'd been muted for like 5 minutes.
Steven, how could you be so incompetent?
I'm apologize. Welcome, Warsmith, by the way, friend of me.
Friend of Steven.
So they were only getting like half that conversation.
Oh, you know what? My voice is beautiful, so it doesn't matter. Glad to see you're back on the stream, Steven.
Thank you. Thank you.
But again, we were saying that Steven had said before he was before he was back live.
Khorne is so expertly disguised as a small brain army that it might be the biggest brain army.
It might be the biggest brain army. Because again, what do you typically want to do with Khorne? What does it seem like you want to do?
Charge.
You want to charge, right? No.
You want to pile in 6 inches?
You want to pile in 6 inches.
Bullshit.
That's right.
Demon Lords.
That's right. Pile in 6 inches, play techie, and look at that Blood Tithe and go, hey, look, that summoning table don't exist. I don't give a shit. You want to do all the maneuvering and shit with Blood Tithe.
Cowards.
Summoning
anyway.
is for cowards in Khorne, at least. Getting hero phase movement. Getting auto unbind. Getting a pile in attack. Beautiful. That's the shit I do love. The unfortunate thing about Blood Tithe is the fact that it is all used up at each use. So building up a lot of Blood Tithe doesn't really do you much. No flexibility there.
So I think we might be at the end of IDK turn 4.
I think we might be. We'll get an update here from Brian in just a second.
I think the only thing we missed here is
we gave him the monster point, so I think it's just the 5 points for bring it down plus primary.
That is true.
Well, they might still be resolving combats. Oh, I think they're resolving battle shocks right now.
Resolving battle shock, yes.
Yeah.
Because Alex did fight into this unit and managed to kill 2 of those. And I think there's only 2 shields in the unit, right?
Yes, 2 for every 5.
So that is the shields gone. That unit is much less durable now.
Uh-huh.
Khorne is a battle tactic denial army. That's true. Khorne is like blue-red.
It is, yeah. It's a battle tactic denial army while also having some good battle tactics itself. The White Dwarf battle tactics, pretty solid stuff.
Okay, good.
I wish so bad. I thought around 5 miscasts every turn. I wish so bad I could get like Arcane Might or something from the person I could get on the Getting with miscasting, you still did 40 or something.
Apologies, folks. We are trying to determine where we are in the turn order right now. I think the players are just having a little bit of discourse, just kind of chatting.
Yeah. I was chatting as well. I was looking away from the screen.
No worries, Eli.
I'm not going to lie.
But we do know that Alex is probably going to be scoring 5 points for hold 1, hold more.
I think so. Let's go ahead and update that to 11-16 Alex, and we'll get confirmation on that score in just a moment.
Oh,
you went a little too high? There you go.
11-16 Alex.
Steven seems pretty far away from his
Do
mic.
I?
Steven, talk to your mic.
Well, it's weird because on the levels, we talk exactly the same, so
It
I
is a
will
little weird.
endeavor to talk directly into my mic. I do talk a lot at you, Eli, so if I just hold up my mic.
That might be the thing. It might be the angle thing.
That is
I am
true.
straining my neck to look at you while also speaking into my mic. Because we're a bit close to each other, so our mics are kind of feeding into each other.
Yep.
Which kind of sucks. We'll do better about that in the future. I think we have some mic shields, actually, that we might be able to use. That could help. Again, we're very new to the streaming thing, so we're still picking up and figuring things out as we go.
I want headsets.
Headsets would be dope.
That'd be sick. Then we would actually look like we know what the hell we're doing.
We would look like we knew what the hell we were doing. We would look like John Madden Sportscast.
That's all you really need.
Monday Night Waaagh.
Nobody actually knows what they're doing. Just some people are better at looking like it than others.
That's true. Some people can read better, and some people
Eli projects his power voice. That's
right.
Yeah, I have a soft baby voice.
The soft, dulcet tones just soothe you.
Cool. All right, so bottom of 4. Bring it down on the Leviathan that's in combat with the Maw Crusher.
That makes sense. I believe he's taken at least 8 wounds, which means it has, 4 left? 6 left? I can't remember if it's over.
It's 4 or 6.
Something like that. No.
Going into Big Waaagh, turn 4. Gavin has to find a way to take that center objective from Alex. He needs to get that monster point so he can kind of break out of the deadlock of the tie that they have going right now. Which, bring it down. If he manages to kill the Leviathan, that's worth 4 points.
It would be a huge swing to get back in this game, and would make up for the fact that he's probably having a hard time getting onto the middle of this turn.
Yeah,
now, the things to note is that the Maw Crusher does not have Destroyer this turn. He popped it on the last turn.
So he's doing much less damage.
And I did confirm he has 16 wounds, so he's half dead right now. He's still getting +1 to save from his own cover ability. So that's going to be huge. His all-out attack is probably going to be, or all-out defense is going to be used on there. He's going to do everything possible.
16 wounds total. We believe he's taken 8.
Yeah. Yeah, he's taken 8, so he's half dead. Leviathan is... Leviathan currently right now has a 2-up save because it doesn't bracket until it takes its 9th wound. It's still on its top bracket.
Still on its top bracket.
I can tell you from my game against Jordan Duncan at Slambo, somehow getting to 8 wounds is easy. Getting the rest of the wounds is hard.
Yeah, trying to move those Ard boys down and around the terrain, I suppose. Maybe over it next turn, but he still has that War Chanter. He could still Hand of Gork, but there's really nowhere to put him because Alex has screened him out of that center objective really well.
I think the more important thing about the War Chanter is I believe he has Get 'em Beat. I think that's the one with Get 'em Beat. I'd have to check. If that's the one with Get 'em Beat, and he gets that 3-up, that means he can charge from 18 inches away and roll 3d6.
That would be ideal.
That would be a huge thing for Gavin to get onto the middle objective.
He needs to find a way to get that big unit of our boys onto that objective.
Yep.
Or is that the brutes?
I think the big thing here is that the Leviathan on the bottom, because again, the most important combat right there is that bottom one. He needs to make sure that he probably doesn't take the random monster rampage. He's probably going to try to roar the Maw Crusher. He doesn't want to get all-out attack. But he wants to be able, I would imagine that the Maw Crusher in response also roars the Leviathan because he does not want to get all-out defense. Because right now he's still a 2-up save with +1 to save from the cover aura. It's huge.
Yeah. So one thing I did just realize, this unit down here, these are brutes, not Ard boys.
Those are brutes.
Those are much scarier.
Well, hello, Tom. Tom is invading our stream space right now, trying to catch up on Gavin and Alex's game while not interfering with Gavin and Alex's game. So yes, Steven, you're right. Those are brutes. They can hurt like a truck if they get in combat.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what we're seeing here.
Yeah, it's shooting phase.
Okay.
This is the Maw Crusher shooting.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He's got 4 burp belch attacks. Blah. 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 I think the turtle saved everything because, again, 1-up save.
1-up save. Gavin can't manage to get this
I'm
battle
sorry.
tactic.
I'm dumb. That cover rule does not apply to him. Wound characteristic of 8 or less.
Right.
So he's just 2-up save.
Just a casual 2-up save.
Casual 2-up save. But he is, however, giving himself the +1 to hit.
Gotcha.
If he's Namarti. I don't remember. No, I don't remember if he is. He might be Arkelian. Regardless. So he's either benefiting from +1 to hit, or he's getting nothing from his aura.
He's not Alar.
However, the Shard... No, not Alar's the sub-faction. Namarti would be one of the keywords on the worksheet. I want to say it's actually Arkelian, which means the only thing benefiting from his aura is the Shark right there. Because the Shark has 8 wounds or less, so he's getting +1 save. And, but the Shark is not getting the +1 to hit, I believe, because it is not Namarti. I think it's Arkelian.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Arkelian, no Namarti. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Deepkin.
Yeah, definitely trying to charge those brutes and actually get some use out of them.
Yep.
If Gavin doesn't manage to kill the turtle,
That's going to be a...
It's gonna be a huge blow.
huge deficit. Gavin needs to kill that turtle this turn.
oh whoa,
He needs to get that 4-point swing.
where is that? How did that? Oh, he got
Yeah, I
the
was gonna say,
3d6
that's the one with the
charge
3d6
from to get
jet,
him
just like
beat.
I said.
Okay. Wow, he rolled well. He's going over the terrain.
Yep.
Excellent.
Goes to the 12-inch charge? Thank you, Tom. 12-inch charge on 3d6. Very good.
Not bad.
Now they are he's partially moving those brutes because what he's trying to do is angle it right up and then angle it over. This is how Gavin tries to get onto that objective.
On that objective, he needs 6 models, maybe more.
Well, the one thing is that the thrall no longer counts. So yes, he just needs 6 models on the objective. Unfortunately for brutes, they also only count as 1 each, but they stop 1 moon models from counting for the objective.
This game is kind of stressful, Eli.
This game is really stressful. That's what happens when you have 2 really good players playing against each other. Every little thing matters. It was huge that they both missed the battle tactic. It was huge that Gavin was ahead on 1 VP for 3 rounds because of a battle tactic choice. It's huge that that Alex basically blocked him off for the most part and killed Gobstrak last turn. And now here's the thing as well. If the turtle just kills the cabbage instead, he won't get an extra point for monster.
Will not. Because he already killed a monster this round.
Already killed a monster this round. I see 7, 8 on whatever charge he's making.
I believe he's trying to charge that War Chanter in just to get another body on objective.
Yeah, because he's got the War Chanter right at the base, so he's measuring to see if he can go over it, which you can. The rules say you're allowed to, but I don't think it's enough to get to that thrall. Because it may not look like it on camera because it's just the top view, but that terrain piece is relatively tall.
That's pretty tall. Hey guys, yeah, we were off comms for a second having a discussion with one of the TOs, but we're back now. Looking at all the charges here. Gavin trying to get some bodies on this objective to take it over. He needs those points to overtake Alex and try to pull the win out. He also charged the Rogue Idol into these.
Oh, into the sharks.
The sharks up top. So just trying to tie them up to keep them from going to the point next turn. Probably.
Yes, it's exactly what he wants. He wants to kill the sharks to get the shooting. Anything that he can do to just lower Alex's power for round 5, huge. This game legitimately is coming down to if you can control round 4 or 5. It is so close.
This is what the Vice is supposed to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work out like this, but this is what the Vice is supposed to be.
Oh, we were no audio. We were muted for a second because we were talking with Community Bloodthirster Jeff.
I let him know.
So that's apologies on our part. But like this game, super close. This really comes down to controlling the objective round 4 and 5. Yeah. That 12-inch charge that he got with the brutes super helps because now he has moved up the board. He's in combat with a Leviathan. It very well could be that he's going to get that battle tactic.
POS players, you have 1 hour.
Big Boss Spence surprising us there. But he could get the... it looks like he's piling in.
Did the shark that was there just die from something?
Stomp, I think.
Oh, yeah, because there was a shark here.
Yes, and now there's not.
Oh, okay.
Which provides some room for the Bruce again, the Leviathan. He is going to... I think what he wants to do, he's measuring to see if the brutes are actually closer to that thrall than they are to the shark, because then he moves slightly closer
to the objective.
And you see what he's doing. He's piling in ever so slightly towards the Leviathan with those 2 models, so he can try to inch closer to that objective. Because again, if he can get stuff onto that objective and control it while also killing the Leviathan, Gavin's still a point ahead, I believe.
Yeah.
This is I can't express how good this game is to be watching, to be commentating. It is fantastic, guys. I cannot imagine the pressure these players are under right here.
That shark dying.
This is stressful. I hate it. I am with you.
That shark dying is actually huge. He can get more stuff into the brutes and just kind of guarantee more that Leviathan does die and snack him those 4 points.
Now the thing is, if he kills him with the brutes,
that's only 3 points.
Alex almost wants the Leviathan to die to the brutes.
Yeah.
Because if he dies to the brutes, that's only worth 2 VP. So it'll be 4 VP for battle tactic. 3 for battle tactic, killing the monster plus the 2 instead of 4 for doing it with the Maw Crusher and then trying to get on the objective there.
Yeah. So if the Leviathan has to die, Alex would rather it be the brutes.
If the Leviathan has to die, he'd much rather have it be the brutes.
There's going to be a lot left on the table in turn 5, I think.
Yeah, surprisingly. But my God, my heart is pumping. I am definitely talking fast.
This is the quintessential Vice game.
Oh.
This is what Age of Sigmar is supposed to be.
Yes, I'm so glad we put this game on stream. This is intense.
These are 2 incredible players. This is what the game is supposed to be.
Games
aren't supposed to be over in round 3.
No. This is the close tactical game you want when you're a higher level player. Now I know some players just want to curb stomp, even at a tournament. That's how they do it. They pride themselves on playing well enough that they just run away with the game. I for commentating for stream, I much love a closer game. My heart is about to explode out of my chest because it's really close, especially because Alex is a weird knob. He's one of us.
Yeah, I'm feeling some sympathetic stress for Alex.
I know, right?
Because not only is he playing at the stream table, he's at a top table.
He's at a top table. Yeah.
He's playing Gavin.
This is
He is playing the raid boss.
He's playing the raid boss. Yeah, you're right. This is the boss. And turtle down.
That is the turtle down.
Gavin got it. The question is, did he get it with the cabbage or not?
That is true.
We need to confirm. Was it with the cabbage, Brian?
It was with the cabbage, so that is going to be 4 VP.
9 damage from the cabbage.
Swing.
Oh, why did this? He took the thrall off the board.
Because that last brute is able to attack.
Oh, it's got a 2-inch reach.
That brute specifically looks like it has the Gore Choppa or the Jagged Gore Haka, which is a 2-inch reach attack.
So the question is, does he have enough brutes on there to take the objective?
I don't know. We'll see in a minute because they're probably going to measure out the 6 inches. But that's massive.
It was
with the brutes.
So
Okay,
he only got the 3 points.
So that is just the 3 points. So it's not the extra point for doing it with the monster. So again, ideal scenario for Alex with losing the turtle.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and give him his monster point.
Yep.
And then at the end of round, we'll tally up the rest.
And we'll tally up the rest, yeah.
Brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
That's right.
We wish.
Raid Shadow Legends.
They get a lot of memes for their ad sponsorships. They pay really well for their ad sponsorships.
So my heart is about to leap out of my chest, Stephen. I cannot say it
Gonna need to
enough.
take a
This
break after
game
this.
is intense. Thank God. How much time do we have between round 2 and 3? I'm going to need to cool off a little bit. Take a cold shower.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay. 30-minute cold shower, everybody. Before we get to put up our favorite match on stream.
And we're just doing some combat up here in the top left.
Looks like based on the pylons, I think it's the shark that's going into the rogue idol.
That is correct. It was just the brutes, so now it's Alex's fight, so it's the shark into the rogue idol.
Yeah, he doesn't care as much about the Ard boys there. I think he thinks he can tank the attacks. The rogue idol definitely hurts a lot more, so any damage he can get through is really good. The sharks do a good amount of damage. Two sharks could bracket the rogue idol pretty well.
Yeah, he's starting with there first, just in case one of those sharks does bite the dust.
I will, Trog Boss, I got you. I'm hydrating. Steven, are you hydrating?
Yeah, I found that they carry my drink at the saloon, so...
Are you ready to go crazy? Steven is drinking. I'm hoping he gives me the proper response I'm looking for. Hydro homies in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. I'm still waiting on Steven's response to my question.
What?
I said, are you ready to go crazy?
What are we going crazy for?
Wrong response. The correct answer is, I'm already hearing voices.
Oh, you should get that checked. The rogue idol probably back into the fishy boys.
I imagine
Sharky
that's what it
boys.
is, yeah. And that Maw Crusher is not going to get any combat swings off on him, so no strength and victory coming in this round. Saved. I see a 1, a 2.
Yeah, unless
3.
something crazy happens, I don't think most of these models up here in the top left are going to have much impact on the rest of the game.
Yeah. It's more so the impact is going to be if Alex wins turn 5.
Okay, so wow. Yeah, he has to keep those units up there locked down. So
yeah, if Alex gets a priority to turn 5, then his goal is to kill the rogue idol. And
probably fight into those brutes.
Fight in the brutes for sure.
The turtle.
If anything, it's just going to be hold. It's going to be stay on that objective and kill the brutes. If he really wanted to go for it, he would send the Leviathan down and try to finish off the Maw Crusher and send the and get the grand strategy locked on. I think that's way too. I think though that is that's too risky, and I think you just want to kill as many of the brutes as possible.
Yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, 100%.
Less bodies on the objective because if he can live, go ahead.
If he kills the rogue idol on turn 5, he gets nothing from killing Maw Crusher.
No,
he doesn't care about the Maw Crusher.
No. What he gets is he stops the grand strategy because remember, Gavin's his Beastmaster.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But killing the rogue idol will at least get him a monster point, and if he moves on to the top of the brutes objectives, then if the Maw Crusher comes to him and neither of them die, then they're still competing for the objective on. They're still sharing the objective points. It's oh my god, this is insane, guys.
If you're just joining us, this is Smash and Bash 2022, Game 2. Idoneth Deepkin versus Big Waaagh.
Big Waaagh, yeah.
Coming down to the wire here.
This is so intense. I don't even know what the Waaagh points are at. I don't know what the Waaagh points are at. I don't know if Gavin has spent them to do a Mighty Waaagh. I know there are models being removed on the board, and it's just... It is crazy. That's a lot of dice being rolled by Gavin. That's a lot of wound rolls.
This looks like it's Rogue Idol into Sharks.
That's what I would guess. It's Rogue Idol into Sharks.
Alex also has to keep that last turtle alive.
He does need to get that last turtle alive. I think he also has one Thrall there on the bottom.
He has one Thrall here.
Yep.
Still in combat with these brutes. So if Alex gets that turn, he might retreat that. Otherwise, welcome to the Waaagh.
Welcome to the Waaagh Ordeal Class. Big Waaagh. Okay, back to what we were saying. If he, I would not retreat them.
There's a dead shark.
I would not retreat that thrall. I would leave that thrall in combat. In fact, I would pile in and make sure that Rogue Idol stays in combat with the thrall.
True. What's the movement on a thrall?
I have no idea. I don't think it matters.
Because he could retreat this way, just to
Oh
kind of.
no, battle shock.
Just to oh,
it's gone. Never
mind.
mind.
We don't need to talk about it
for all
anymore.
that, it didn't matter.
it's like
The thrall that.
thrall died to battle.
Thrall
shock.
that. Battle. Gavin rolling battle shock on the Ard boys, or
oh
he.
no, this is really bad for Alex.
No,
now.
no. It depends. So, I don't know if he takes that objective. We'll find out from Brian momentarily. If he takes that objective, it's bad. If not, and Alex wins a priority, it's still good.
Well, Alex has nothing, basically nothing left on the board.
He has one turtle.
There's one turtle.
This is going to priority. That's a 5.
That's a
And
1.
that's a 1. Alex wins the priority.
Did
I think he's going to take it. No, 3 points. Did Gavin take the objective, Tom, since you're here? I don't know if he did. It's close. So he got the 3 points for his battle tactic. We marked that, and we gave him the monster point already. So it's 15 to 16. The question is, did Gavin get the center objective? Because if he got the center objective, then he had 2 points. He gets up to 17 to 16. If not, this is the score, 16 to 15, Alex. Alex has it? Okay, I think we think Alex has it, which means the score is 16 to 15, Alex, with Alex winning the priority roll here. They're tied? How are they tied?
16-16.
How?
Score 5.
How do you score 5?
3 from the battle tactic, plus 1 for killing the monster. That's it.
No, he only got 2. He only got 2 from battle tactic. It's worth 2 points.
So 3 for killing the monster.
Yeah, so he got. So he only got 3 points.
No, the brutes did.
No, the boots did. Yeah.
So if he's on the objective, yeah, it should be 17 to 16.
But right now it's 15-16.
Yeah. Wait a minute. So you gave him the monster point. No, sir. You gave him the monster point. Did you? I think you added 3 for the battle tactic. Let's go ahead and put that down 1 because it should only be 2. So yeah, if Gavin got the objective, it would tie the game at 16.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't.
So it
I
does
don't
look
think
like
he-
it does look like IDK.
I don't think he did.
IDK
Tom,
turn
since you're a pal, would
5.
you go ahead and confirm? Oh wait, no, Brian. So did Gavin get on the objective? Pit boss, Brian.
I think Alex still owns it.
So if Alex still owns the objective, it's 16 to 4. It should be 16 to 14. Savage Spearhead. That makes sense. It's half the board. That's why the.
True.
Yeah. It should be. So Savage Spearhead easy for Alex to get because he only got to make it on the half of the board.
He managed to get the bring it down.
But he did it with brutes. He should not have 18 points. 18 does not make sense.
We might be off on our scoring, folks, but I don't think so.
We're being told Gavin has 18 points, and that makes 0 sense to me.
Gavin doing the redeploy, I believe, on the brutes.
I said they have traded VPs back and forth.
Correct.
Except for the ferocious advance to get them up 1. The 4th battle round, Alex got his battle taken with the monster.
It's 16-16.
How?
Did he get on the objective?
He's on the.
Did Gavin get on the objective? Okay, Gavin got the objective.
Gavin was on
Confirmed,
the objective.
Gavin did get the objective back, which means he got the 2 points. We are tied at 16, top of 5, with Alex getting having the priority, choosing Savage Spearhead. So all he has to do is cross the half line because that's territories for the
Get his
Vice.
points. He needs to keep the Leviathan alive, and he needs to kill a bunch of those brutes.
Oh my God. Yeah, they are tied. Gavin did get the objective. Tom.
Gavin did get the objective. So he's measuring out right now to get his, I think, I don't know what foot hero that is.
That's a low 10.
That's a low 10. He's trying to get that over on the other side, which he should be able to do fairly easily. He has to keep that turtle
He
alive.
got on the
He has
line,
to
yep.
kill brutes. And then he has to survive the crackback of the next turn when the Maw Crusher and the Rogue Idol come in and fight that turtle.
Yeah, hold the line. It's the turtle. So the big thing is that's going to come down is that the turtle needs to live. Otherwise, Gavin will win on Grand Strategy.
Welcome to the Waaagh.
Admirable Waaagh. God, this game is so close, people.
This is crazy. I was joking with Alex and I told him this game better be as interesting as the last one.
It might be more so.
And he delivered.
He delivered. These two players delivered on how good.
Hello?
We are happy to have you, Admirable. I think the big thing that will help is if he snipes out that War Chanter, then he will not. Then Gavin will not be able to Violent Fury those brutes, which means getting killing that turtle from full health is going to be a lot harder. Those brutes still could do it. It's
that turtle hasn't finest houred yet.
No, it hasn't.
So
it can't. It's not a hero.
You're right.
He's
Never
not
mind.
a hero. So
Don't listen to me.
no finest hour on that guy. My heart is leaping out of my chest, everybody.
Is he going to shoot the War Chanter or is he going to shoot brutes?
So it's a hard choice, right?
I would
Because
shoot brutes.
if he shoots the brutes, that's less models that you're attacking him. If he shoots but then the War the War Chanter would the War Chanter would just Violent Fury on the cabbage, right? And then he would send the cabbage in.
Already going into charge?
Looks like we're going into charge. He's going to make it half-inch away. It looks like he's going to... Savage Spearhead, you only have to be in the territory at the end of the movement phase. So he's free to charge in,
What did we shoot with the turtle?
No idea. At this moment. It is... no, War Scrolls. Looking up...
is he going to use that foot hero to try to tie up the Rogue Idol for a turn?
I have no idea.
At this point, we're talking out our ass, folks.
Lotan might, but he also probably... I mean, he's got a 5 of ward. Like, it's not the worst, but... Or there's some shooting. I don't know. I cannot stress enough how much my heart is about to leap out of my chest. This is
losing
so
that
close.
Leviathan on bottom of 4 is kind of put Alex on the back foot. He still has a chance.
Look at how many brutes are left.
He still has a chance, but I do think he's a little bit on the back foot just because of what's about to come in at the turtle.
Absolutely.
At that Leviathan.
If Alex wanted to take the risk, what he would do is he would charge the Lotan into the Rogue Idol and hope to God that Lotan lives. But I think more so he's going to try to screen out with the Lotan.
Is there a way?
He was measuring that 6 inches earlier. Yeah. So he wants to try to prevent the Rogue Idol as much as possible from getting in.
It doesn't matter if Lotan lives bottom of 5. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
If he manages to screen out the Rogue Idol, that would be huge.
The screening out the Rogue Idol, preventing it from getting on the objective would be absolutely massive.
Yep.
But if Gavin just was able to pin him and get both monsters on, that's game. If the Leviathan doesn't die, I mean, straight up, if the Leviathan doesn't die, then they might tie and Gavin takes the objective, they might tie. Straight up be a draw. Because they would both get their grand strategies, they would both tie MVP. It'd be insane. Unless actually, there's a way that Gavin could win.
Ooh, Brute's actually putting some damage back onto the Leviathan.
Yeah. I think there's a way that Gavin could win.
There is a way. Gavin
can Mighty Destroyers.
If the turtle dies.
The Cabbage and the Brutes, the Ardboys and the Waaagh technically were able to get. I was going to say, Savage Spearhead is end of turn. Thank you. Thank you, Trog Boss. I was actually looking it up just to be super sure. Yeah. Opponent's territory at the end of turn. So there potentially is a way that Gavin could actually get a point ahead. If he Savage Spearheads with the Rogue Idol and the Cabbage.
Yeah.
He would get the extra point from being both monsters. No, he's not going to fail his tactic. He's on the left side of the thing.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it because of the overhang on the turtle is enormous.
But he's in. But he's got both.
His base, the level of play that these two players are at, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have
charged if he thought it was going to be. He was going to be out. He should be in.
They're doing the measurement right now, I believe.
Because I think he might have it. Waiting with bated breath. Waiting with bated breath. I think they were measuring Savage Spearhead.
Maybe got a Savage Spearhead.
Oh, they ended that? Okay, so.
okay. Are we?
Okay, they get. Okay, so you got Savage Spearhead. So. Okay. That's what I thought.
All right, Alex getting the 4 points from hold one, hold more, and objective or battle tactic.
Tom, will you do us a favor? Will you go see what battle tactic Gavin is trying to choose this turn? Because it could be it. I have a feeling Gavin is trying to, in fact, measure Savage Spearhead because he does not care about that Rogue Idol getting into combat if he can get the extra 3 points. If he can get the extra point from Savage Spearheading and still get the Maw Crusher on objective with the Leviathan. Yeah, the redeploy might. It was close. It's man.
So we are going into bottom of 5, end of the game.
We are bottom of 5, y'all.
Alex or Gavin looking for any way to squeeze out those 5 points.
Or
he has to squeeze out 5 points, or he has to kill the Leviathan.
Or he has to kill the Leviathan. I cannot tell how much damage that Leviathan has taken, but it is still huge. There's still a War Chanter on the other side of that cliff. There's still 3 brutes. There's still a Maw Crusher here.
The Leviathan has taken 7 wounds.
7 wounds. So it still has 9 left. 9 left. Still top bracket. Still 2 up save. He's got low tan right there.
Yep.
He can all out defense it. It is going to be insanely difficult. Or not difficult, but close.
Both of our pit grots and the players now discussing how do we handle tiebreakers at this event, because it looks like it might come down to
I think it's just going to be the way that the GHB handles it, which is if you tie on VP, it goes down to who got your grand strategy.
And what if they both get their grand strategy?
Then it's a draw.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to double check that right now, but I'm pretty sure that is how it goes. A glorious victory. Player with the most victory points gets a major. The player are tied on victory points at the end of battle. Then the player that completed the most battle tactics wins a minor. I don't think that necessarily matters in this one, but the main thing is if they completed the same battle tactics and only one player got their grand strategy, that player wins. So, because they will, if Gavin gets his battle tactic, they'll have completed the same number of battle tactics.
True.
If so, then it'll come down to grand strategy if they're tied on VP.
Beastmaster.
So reasonably he's gonna get.
He's gonna get that, yeah.
And if Alex's turtle dies, then that's the difference in the game. If the grand strategy right there, he'll be down 3 VP. That's it.
They're still discussing.
They are still deciding battle tactic because it is that close and it is that important.
It is a huge. This is a pivotal choice in the game.
It is a pivotal choice. Luckily, they still have 50 minutes in the round. Round doesn't end until 4:30. Gavin making super important decisions. So there's a couple ways that this can go. If he gets his battle tactic and gets the objective, but he doesn't kill the Leviathan, it's a draw because they both get their grand strategies. If he fails his battle tactic, but Gavin kills the Leviathan, he will win by 1 point or 2 points, 1 or 2 points. But if he, it's not okay, and then if Gavin gets his battle tactic and kills the Leviathan, he basically runs away with the game. I think he wins by 3 or 4. If he fails his battle tactic, kills the Leviathan, he wins by 1, maybe 2 points.
I don't know if he'll try to kill the.
It's going to be an insanely tight game.
Hard to get the marker shot to combat without
Yeah.
the turtle getting a
Yeah.
Well, the
I
turtle
don't-
can't redeploy. The turtle is engaged.
Is
with
in
the brute.
combat.
I'm saying because you can't fit a marker shot, right?
No.
Yeah, so you have to retreat the.
You'd have to retreat the
What are
brutes.
they
Yeah.
playing that
Good
piece
job,
of
Tom.
greatness?
Oh, it's inspiring.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I don't know if he wants to move the
Yeah.
Maw Crusher in. Like, I don't know if he wants to move the Maw Crusher into the Leviathan, because the Leviathan might just kill the Maw Crusher and give Alex another point.
It could be.
It's interesting.
Because the Maw Crusher is wounded. I'm not sure how many wounds it has left on it, but the Maw Crusher is wounded. So if
We're
you
talking about all these hypothetical scenarios. It's like that's how close it is. Is that there's like 5 different scenarios, and the VP lead is like 2 points. It's like the only scenario in which Gavin wins this decisively if he gets his battle tactic and kills the Leviathan and gets on the objective.
Okay,
that's the only way.
Okay, something we
That's
didn't,
fast and happening.
Yeah, that's the fast and move.
something we
from
didn't
the Mega
expect
Boss.
to happen. Slay the Warlord on Lotan.
That is an
in
option.
response, Finest Hour on Lotan.
In the response, finest hour on Lotan. Okay, so Gavin is going to try to kill the meme. He's going to try to kill Lotan. He's going to try to do it with a monster to get that extra VP, and then Lotan is going to be finest houring.
Wow.
Oh my God!
This has been a roller coaster.
Steven, will you check the keywords on Lotan for me, please?
Yeah, of course. My War Scrolls are going to be out of date.
No, but the keyword should be fine. Lotan not Namardi, so not going to benefit from the cover, to my knowledge. Or is it the hit that he won't benefit from? Double
Yeah, the
checking.
Maw Crusher easily going to be able to get in combat with the Leviathan.
Yes, because of the fasten.
I think he is trying to charge the Maw Crusher into Lotan,
Oh, okay. So
but he has to keep the Maw Crusher out of combat with the Leviathan, because there's a decent chance that the Leviathan will just eat that Maw Crusher and give Alex another point.
yes. Okay. So the Lotan is going to get the +1 to save because he has 8 wounds or less, but he will not get +1 to hit. Thank you, Dimitri. So finest hour plus the cover, plus probably all out defense, depending on what's in.
Yep.
I don't know how many wounds. It was 7 taken on the turtle. Oh God.
Oh, but here's a tricky choice. If he gets the Maw Crusher into combat with Lotan and the Leviathan, and gets the Rogue Idol in, who does he all-out defense?
He all-out defense whoever gets into combat first. He might try to roar the Maw
He's not
Crusher.
getting it into combat with the Leviathan.
Yeah, that
anyway,
makes sense.
so-
That's the smart move. Oh, very good. Thank you, Dimitri. That's a fantastic point. He's also getting +1 to save because it's round 5, so it's back to round 1 on the
Yep, +1 save.
on the tide. So he's getting +1 to save from the cover, +1 to save from Finest Hour,
Finest
+1
Hour.
to save from
Welcome to the
from the cover.
Waaagh.
Welcome to the Waaagh, short life. So that's going to be +3 to save right now. And then he all-out attack gets +4.
Yep.
On top of having a 5-0 board. That is not as easy a battle tactic as it might look. So, Lotan is basically +3 to save right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a 5 board.
And a 5-0 board.
We'll count down. I think the Waaagh points on +1 to hit right now.
How many walks is he at? Is he
Lo-
at full?
Lotan.
Are you sure, right? Okay, I couldn't.
Lotan redeploying, maybe to try to force the Maw Crusher into combat with the Leviathan when it comes in.
Yes, absolutely. He's going to force that charge, but I mean, like, if the Maw Crusher could charge on the other side, like, it doesn't matter as much.
Rolled real
It also
low
makes that
on-
Rogue Idol and Ardboy charge a little bit harder.
Rolled really low on that redeploy. Probably was hoping for something a little bit higher, just so he could get right up next to that turtle.
If he gets to roar off of that.
Yep,
If
absolutely.
he doesn't get it, the turtle is a 2-up save.
Yep. Tom providing some great insight there. Tom providing great insight. What matters a lot is if if Gavin is going to get the roar off on the turtle. Because if he does, then the turtle won't be on a 2-up save.
True.
I mean, it's still a 2-up save right now, but it won't be 2-up save with all its defense.
40K players, you have
Tom would be great to have a commentator on the stream. Because of the fact that he plays a lot of armies, he knows a lot about every army. I wouldn't want to take him away from the tournament. The dude loves to win, probably more than he loves to talk Warhammer.
Turtle is not in Hunters? Question mark?
I think that turtle should. Good question. Let's see. Let's double check. We're gonna look at Alex's list. Turtle Lydons are both in Hunters.
Turtle is in Hunter, so it
Yes.
does not matter if he gets the roar off.
So no roar gonna happen.
Yeah, can't even attempt it, actually.
Yep. He's just gonna probably get that 3 rend. He can't get it on the.
If the Maw Crusher even comes into the Leviathan at all.
Yeah.
Because if you're Gavin, there's, especially if you're taking all your swings into Lotan, there's no reason to get the Leviathan into combat.
So that's the thing. We'll know what Gavin's plan is as soon as he charges that Maw Crusher.
Yep.
Because if he charges down, then we know that his backup plan is still kill the Leviathan. Yep. However, if he charges up, then he is all in on getting Lotan. Either way, we know he's going to try to stomp Lotan.
Yep.
And break through the 5-up board because any damage he can get is easier. And it's just he's trying to get to. So let's see what Gavin does. I imagine he's going to charge that Maw Crusher down, which would mean that the Leviathan is going to do the -3 rend to try to kill off the Maw Crusher. It's just
Peeking over the curtain here, and
As I expected, Gavin is sitting down, rubbing his forehead.
intense, deep in thought in the tank.
The issue right now is they retreated.
Yes.
So that opens a spot for Leviathan to unleash hell. And then the shots are all D3 damage. So if the Maw Crusher, I don't think has any buffs on this. So if he charges it, it could just die.
That's a fantastic point. How much damage is on the Maw Crusher? Do you know?
6.
It's 6 on there. Okay.
So
And
it's
he
12
strengthened
left.
victory. Yeah.
It's 12 left, but
Well, he has strengthened victory +1.
okay.
So I think +1.
D3 damage.
Yeah, but it's still D3 damage.
It's very spikeable to just die.
Yeah. This is a very good point. Thank
Same
you.
with the
Tom.
Brew, and he doesn't need the CP because Gavin's gonna guarantee almost roar the turtle. So.
Yes, exactly. But he can't roll the turtle. The turtle's in Hunters.
Hunters.
Oh. Well, that makes it real. Then Gavin should charge the Maw Crusher to bait the unleash shell.
Absolutely.
If Alex has 1 CP left over, then there's a guarantee he's a top bracket.
we're rolling something.
He's already a top bracket. I think he's only taken 7 moves.
Oh yeah, that's true. Right.
No.
Oh yeah, they changed the table.
So he
Yeah, they did.
he
8
rolled
moves, 9
something.
is the bracket.
Yeah.
I don't. He can the Maw Crusher rolls 3d6 for
Yeah,
charge.
For charge, he's got the you see that War Chanter right there on the bottom? That one is getting beat. Yep. It is going to be so intense.
Man, but if it's in the Hunters, that makes it really difficult. That
Yeah.
Basically, against the turtles a 1-up.
Yeah.
I think Gavin's taking the safe play. I think he's just gonna take the point back and then do his tactic.
Rolling. Oh wait. No, I think he just shot into the Maw Crusher with the Leviathan.
Oh, okay.
Because he's rolling dice for something.
Well, it would have been the Rogue Idol.
Rogue Idol?
Because the Rogue Idol is the one that made the charge.
Does it do impacts?
I don't know if the Rogue Idol does impact hits. Finding out. The Rogue Idol does damage when it dies.
To the same conclusion. If he charges it, it's more likely the turtle just wrecks the Maw Crusher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna take the safe play and then just
Yeah.
go for the 4 points. And
Yeah,
take
like we said, he's gonna try to. He's.
Lotan dead. Okay, so that
Lotan
is
oh
3 VP.
whoa.
Yeah, it was a worth it charging actually.
Yeah. So he
So
chose
he-
not to charge with
He
the Maw Crusher.
chose
yes.
not to charge with the
Because
Maw
if you charge the
Crusher.
Maw Crusher and then like
Yeah.
Alex spikes some rolls, then Alex just wins.
Yes. So in this
Okay.
case, he went for the safe play. He got the 3 VP from the battle tactic. It's 23-23, and nobody gets it. This is a draw.
How is it a draw?
So here we go.
How does Alex get 3 points?
Grand strategy. The Leviathan is not dead.
He only got 4 points for the turn.
Yeah. So
One hold 2.
So-
Battle tactic. But he did it with he killed. with-
hold one, hold more. Battle tactic. He did it with the monster.
So
This
it should be 24-23.
this might be 24-23. I think Gavin might get this. I'm going to go confirm it right now.
Eli's going to go confirm right now because this game is extremely close.
Holy shit, I am right, guys. It is 24-23 Gavin because he went for the battle tactic with the Rogue Idol.
Yep.
What an incredible fucking game, people.
What a fantastic game.
My God.
I need to lie down.
Oh my God. You literally just that game, that was insane. That was an incredible game between two players. Holy crap, y'all. Like, what more could you ask from
Get
two of
these
the
in some
top
hydration.
players? We need some hydration, yes.
In a minute, Steve and I are gonna lie down. We need to take a picture of my phone. I'm gonna put it up.
God, this was an incredible moment in our young, budding sportscasting career.
Oh my God.
I legit might have a heart attack.
That game was so close the entire time.
It was so close.
There wasn't even. It didn't even swing one way or the other.
No.
It was on the line.
It was on the line
entire time.
the whole time.
I got up and I peeked over the curtain behind us, and I just see Gavin sitting down, just like rubbing his forehead.
I was so incredibly close.
All right, everybody.
That was absolutely excellent.
Well, after that insane game, I think we're gonna take a break for a little
I'm
while.
gonna ask Evan and Alex to give me a cigarette. That's what I need after that game. Like, come on.
So I think we.
Yeah.
So we are going to take a break for a little while. Eli, when's our next match? Jesus Christ, I don't know if
Our
I can
next
handle
match
another
is
one.
going to be at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Central Time.
5 p.m. Central Time. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of break.
Take a lie
because,
down.
dear God, Steven and I need it. And we'll be back at about 5:15 or at about 4:45.
4:45. We'll say that.
Yep. So in about 15, 20 minutes. Okay, guys?
All right.
We stick around. We'll throw some pictures in the chat.
We'll put up the pictures of those beautiful armies that just fought.
Yeah, why don't we do that with the upside down cabbage?
All right. We'll be back.
Talk to you soon.